video presented by the new movie Laser Team. Get tickets now at laserteamthemovie.com. Stay tuned for more info after this video.
This is
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's Rooster Teeth podcast brought to you by Casper, Harry's, and Trunk Club. Got a returning sponsor and a new sponsor over there, and then another returning sponsor on the other end. We'll talk more about them later.
On YouTube.
We are live on YouTube. Normally, every Monday we do the podcast, and it's available for premium members on our website at roosterteeth.com. Every now and then, we'll do one that's open for everybody on YouTube. So people who don't visit our site have an opportunity to see what they're missing by streaming live. It's a little more pressure than normal because normally when we fuck up, we're like, all right, we'll just cut that out. But now it's like everyone's watching.
Yeah,
right up front.
That was a shitty version we gave to paying members. Everybody else get the good one.
It's value. That's value. It's like you get to see the outtakes on the fly. Anyway, I'm Gus.
I'm Gavin.
I'm Barbara.
I'm Bernie.
And I'm Gus.
Did I cut off your thing?
You did.
Go ahead.
Barbara.
And Gus.
Wait, what did you say before?
I said and then you went Bernie.
That's exactly how it went, just there.
That's par for the course.
Starting off good.
I feel like I've been here a while, but
you were here last week, weren't you?
Was here last week?
Nah, you weren't.
No, we weren't.
Blaine was here, bloody spoiling up a storm.
Bernie and I were.
Oh, right. He did some Game of Thrones spoilers.
Oh, right.
People
was that
really.
Last week?
That was last week. People really wanted to know. That became a hot topic of conversation. People were trying to ask what it was that got bleeped out.
If you censor anything with a bleep, people go ape. They really want to know
Wasn't
what it was.
Wasn't it that, was it Fibbage? Or some game that you guys bleep something out and everyone's like, oh, we gotta know. And like, even at live events, people are like, what did you guys bleep out? I'm not gonna tell you.
Well, your brain fills in the worst stuff. It's like when Jimmy Kimmel does that unnecessary censorship. Or have we ever talked about bubble porn on here before?
What's bubble porn?
Patrick?
No. Why do you go to him?
Why don't you look up bubble porn and show us an image from it?
I don't know.
Hold on one second.
Are we allowed to show it?
We're going
I
to
guess it's
broadcast
not really
bubble porn?
Patrick, you're at work. Google bubble porn.
Bubble porn. Bubble
Hold on
porn
one
is
second.
when
Ignore everything in the
you
employee
get
handbook.
a photo of usually a woman who's scantily clad in a bathing suit or a bikini or underwear. And you make bubbles around like the naked part of her skin.
You cover the whole thing in a layer, like a layer that's blue, the entire image.
Like latex?
Then you cut out circles, but you leave stuff behind the background that is clothing. But your brain fills in that the person is naked. You'll just have to see it to understand.
I think I
so
understand.
It's totally not.
Yeah.
It's totally safe for work porn. So there's the image on the left and there's the image on the right. It's kind of like oddly.
It works.
I feel like we're gonna get taken down just showing that.
Yeah, it's oddly offensive, but there's nothing. The image on the left is.
Who figured that out?
Let me tell you what. It was a 14-year-old with Photoshop.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's someone from one of those countries where porn isn't allowed.
Yeah, so like back in the day before, like when you had Photoshop but no internet.
It was a Mormon
Utah.
guy, from what I understand.
So do you think in no
Ashley
porn
would know. You're
areas,
from
like
Utah,
people
right?
just give a guy a picture and then he fills it in with bubbles and gives it back?
That's like his specialty.
Bubble porn is also known as Mormon porn.
Okay.
So it's a way to like have your brain think it's looking at pornography.
It's
but
also
it's
like
not.
little targets.
It's like little bullseyes.
You print it out and you just
I don't know how you think male masturbation works, but you're not actually trying to hit the screen. It's not like you don't get points for that or anything like that. Are you trying to hit the screen?
I get a new laptop.
Hey, so Barbara, I've never looked for this, but maybe you have. Is there is there any porn that is heterosexual porn, but it's filmed entirely from the female's perspective?
Not that I've seen.
So when you watch porn, you're watching sex from a male perspective.
So it's all
sometimes
third person or male POV, but not female POV is what you're saying.
Exactly right. Like
well,
I would have never watched that for more than probably 5 seconds, but
I would prefer looking at the girl.
Why? Because you don't want like a
good
hairy,
call.
like grunting dude.
Yeah, not really.
Towering over.
I mean, usually in porn, females are a little more pleasing to look at. And in general, in life.
Than the dudes?
Yeah.
No, but I find that interesting. So the pornography that you watch is strictly from the male perspective.
I watch very male-centric porn.
What does that mean? Go ahead.
Like porn that guys would watch.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Like people like being offered jobs and things like that, and then it turns out it's not a job. It's
Exactly, yeah.
that kind of thing.
And then, you only get 75% of the way through. And
Sounds familiar. All right.
like that.
Fair play. Okay, I was curious about that. So, yeah, you want to hear about bubble porn. Mormon porn or bubble porn, also known as bubble collage, in Japan refers to Photoshop pictures of naked people, which are made by concealing their outfits by the bubbling technique. And you can look this up. We say it's safe for work, but that's a razor thin line. Like if you loaded that up at work, that would be iffy.
Quick, someone do bubble porn of me.
Oh, don't even.
Right now.
In your flannel shirt?
Yeah.
There's one gigantic bubble.
Be there.
So, not safe for work is a designation that's been around for a long time, right?
Very subjective.
And almost as long as not safe for work has been around, there's been the people who complain about why something was labeled not safe for work every single time that something is labeled not safe for work. Like it's a woman in her lingerie, and they'll say it'll be labeled not safe for work. And then one of the first comments will be, why is this not safe for work? She's in her underwear. So it's like, where the fuck do you work that you can look at pictures of people in their underwear?
The Sears catalog factory.
He works at Victoria's Secret.
Yeah, we see this all the time. When's the first time you remember hearing that designation, not safe for work?
FARC. I remember it was abbreviated NSW, not NSFW.
Yeah, I think that's the first time I also encountered that designation as well, was FARC, probably back like in 2002? No, maybe earlier than that. 2000?
Is that still a website?
Yeah.
I think maybe going back to to foreshadow the conversation we'll probably have about Sony and the Let's Play trademark. I think Drew tried to trademark not safe for work at one point. I think he tried to trademark the NSFW version of it, though. NSW, not the NSFW.
I'm sure New South Wales and Australia had some issues with the trademarking of NSW.
The airport got mad.
Yeah.
Drew Curtis, the guy who owns and runs FARC.com.
Right. And we've got to mention one of the other things we want to talk about tonight, and we'll definitely get to it, is the fact that Laser Team is coming out really soon.
Laser Team is coming out very soon.
Hence some of the props that are here on set with us, like Barbara.
I wish I looked that good when I was in the movie.
I thought you were talking about me.
That mannequin's a little pecky.
Yeah.
Quite peckish.
Oh, it's got like little pointy pecs.
Yeah.
It's just like you, Gavin.
Like little torpedo
Before the
boobs.
podcast even started, I think, Bernie, you and I were talking. I turned over, looked at Barbara, and that's exactly what she was doing. She's just sitting there rubbing the crotch of that thing.
What are you doing?
It's right behind me.
It's the Allen one.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was
not terrifying.
Where was I? I was somewhere recently, and we were talking. They were asking about the movie, and I mentioned that I was everybody who was in the movie, Gavin and Michael and Colton and Alan, and somehow somebody in the group knew who Alan was. And we're like, oh yeah, and then they were like, what? And then all of a sudden they're all looking at this girl's phone, going, holy shit! So we have 5 new females who now want to go see Laser Team because Alan's in it.
I thought you said that maybe they thought Alan Abdeen was in it.
Oh, Alan Abdeen, no.
Who's our director
Not
of
the same reaction.
business development.
Alan is in it, but very, very briefly.
Did you guys see our billboard?
I did. I went and saw the billboards for Laser Team and the outdoor advertising is starting to go up, and I went and saw the one in Austin.
I didn't know
up so far.
Yeah, I didn't know that was there. I was just driving down 35, and I was like, oh, holy shit!
It's right downtown too, right?
Yeah,
it's right by 6th Street.
What do they do with those when they're done?
That's a really good question. I don't know.
Burn it.
They don't do that thing where they just go over the top of them anymore, right?
It's like a printed on deal, right? Like it's like a big thing they print out and then they just attach it and then they take it down. Right.
It's all screen printing
so
these days.
They take it down. They probably aren't careful when they take it down. They probably just cut it and then just put the next one up.
Why? Would you want one?
No, we should just put it on the front of the building.
We should definitely try to get the ones that are like hanging on the corner of the building in New York and then just hang them on the outside of Stage 5. We should absolutely do that.
You're on my side, right?
I'm on your side.
Yeah.
How
You
big
and me.
are those though?
They're fun.
How would you transport that from New York City to Austin?
You want to hear some crazy?
If only there were transport companies that
yeah.
could deal with
it rolls up, I'm
moving
sure, Barb. I'm
stuff.
sure it's like a thing that and they put it in one of the tubes.
Yeah.
And then they just ship you the tube. But Gavin is on a billboard in Times Square right now. And earlier, was it this year or the previous year in 2015?
2014, I was in London.
He was in Piccadilly Circus, right?
Yep.
Is that how you say it?
Which is like the London Times Square.
Weren't you also at Times Square in New York?
Oh yeah, I
bus.
was in the subways.
In the subways,
Okay.
right?
Close enough.
So it's really cool. It's really fun to see that stuff.
Yeah, it's amazing. We've always joked in the past about getting billboards for various projects or doing kinds of promotion like that. But just we never had anything serious to promote. So it's really cool to see an actual project that we've worked on for a long time.
Yeah.
Really
not
being
a joke.
promoted. Yeah, that's not
It's
a
like,
joke.
I knew these guys had big heads, but damn.
Don't get me wrong.
Hey,
It's funny. It's got a few jokes. It's got like 3 jokes in it. You should definitely go see the movie.
There it is. So how big is that? That is 5 stories tall. There's 4 windows covered.
We should wrap your house.
That is probably bigger than this building, right?
What, the whole thing?
Like in terms of
What
height?
does that mean, Gavin? The whole thing?
Are you talking about the billboard or the building?
I'm talking about the billboard. That's bigger than this.
You mean taller?
Yes, taller.
Yes, it's taller.
I understand your frustration, Gavin.
Just my frustration. Why don't you try to figure out my frustration?
Like, what do you mean? It's like because it doesn't make sense. It's taller, but it's not bigger because we have depth. This is a 3-dimensional building.
Yeah, it's not a build box.
Look at that. Bring that up again, Patrick, please, so we can look at that. That is taller than this building.
Yes, but it's not wider.
Okay. It doesn't matter. It only has to not fit in one direction.
That means it's not bigger.
So we're
going to
lay it
in the
on
other
its
direction.
fucking side to attach it to the building?
Yeah.
Because the width is less. It's smaller than this building.
It's too big to fit on our building.
You can put it in sideways.
You're going to lay it down flat.
So that's crazy?
Yes.
Is a stick that goes to here bigger than your car?
If I want to put it in my car, I can still put it in such a way. The orientation of stick doesn't matter.
See, he's changing. He's changing his fucking
I'm
definition.
not changing anything. We're talking about it's a real simple question that I was asking. You want to hang a poster?
So what's the stick bigger than the car?
You guys are changing it to fucking sticks and cars.
Sticks and cars.
Could you hang the poster on the side of the building? Or is it too big?
That's not what you said.
You said big in what
bigger
way?
than the building.
Too big to fit on the side of the
I was
fucking
just
building.
talking about wrapping your house, and then you're like, is it big? And I was like, well, it's not big enough for that.
Jesus,
Why don't we just lay it down
I don't know why I fucking bother.
I'm with you, Gavin.
I don't know why I bother.
Yeah, high five right there. That was a good high five.
I learned I forgot why we don't do spoiler casts. I thought it was because nobody watches them because like only a certain segment of the audience has seen the thing that we're going to have a spoiler cast about, which by the way, I hate the name spoiler cast.
Yeah.
Because it implies we're trying to spoil it when really what it is we're just saying a lot of things.
Discussion cast.
Yeah, it's a full discussion is what it is. It's not intentionally spoilerish or anything. And I'm not going to spoil anything about anything right now.
You should call it in depth.
Except for my feelings. That's what I'm going to spoil. But I learned that it's not. I had a total recall of all my emotions about Spoilercast when I was reading comments about it, and I remember what it was. It wasn't because nobody watches it. It's because I don't like when we have a Spoilercast and then people. I don't mind when people disagree with me and they tell me they have a different opinion. I don't like when they have a discussion about the fact that they don't agree with my opinion. So Bernie doesn't get, or whoever doesn't get it, Gavin doesn't get it. What is it Gavin didn't understand about this that he doesn't like it? It's it's like you must be stupid is what it comes down to. And it's like all these people discussing the different ways that you're stupid. And I'm just like I don't want to read that. I definitely don't want to read that. I just want to
really bother you?
What?
Does that bother you?
He just said it bothered him.
Yeah, but what? Not like why does it actually bother you?
It bothers me because it's like I want to have a real discussion where people talk back and forth and say this is why I like it or this is why I don't like it, and they're not engaging in that. They're just going he's just an idiot, They're like he doesn't get it. That's the default answer. Is that like if only he understood it, then he would like it. But it's or Gavin would like it or Gus would like it. I forget who was on that podcast in particular. Except for Brandon, who was on the Doctor Who spoiler cast and had never watched Doctor Who.
He didn't know much about it.
Apparently, he just didn't get it though.
He really didn't get it.
What was it? What was the story then? What was he doing on that spoiler cast?
No, he watched it. He knew Doctor Who. Just he had a contrary opinion.
Oh well, everyone in the comments was saying that he had never seen the show before. So there you go.
I think he just didn't understand it the way most people understand that show or interpret that show.
He did that Brandon thing.
We're doing exactly what I just said.
He did that Brandon thing where I think he was overconfident about it.
That happens.
Yeah,
that's
he
the
also
other
was
thing.
wearing a bow tie.
That's the other thing. It's like who wants to give an opinion on something? I got ran off the patch because I told people that physical media was going to go away and people were going to get digital media mostly, and people fucking blasted me to the ends of the earth about that. And I was like, I just thought it was like an obvious trend that was taking place.
So are they annoyed at you because they don't want that to happen and you're the messenger?
No, they just thought I was
don't like you.
No, I'm an idiot and I was short-sighted. Now everybody uses digital media. I haven't been on the patch in like a year, and I just want to go back in and go, I was right. Fuck off. But it's just like I don't like opinion stuff because it's just like opinions on the internet are just a nightmare. They're just a fucking nightmare. I got opinions about you guys. That's about it.
Oh,
what are they?
Yeah, they're good. They're all good.
Okay.
They're all good opinions.
You guys are okay.
He told me I was his friend earlier.
There's something though that's
bullshit.
There's something I wanted to bring up with you. Something I don't like you for, and I can't remember what it was.
I can take a guess.
What was it?
And it's something I don't like you for.
Oh, what is it? Tell me.
I like that squinty look he gave me. So I felt bad for a little while this weekend because Bernie texted and said, he's texted a couple of people, was like, hey, going to brunch in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You should come join.
Oh, on that email.
Huh?
Or that message.
Right.
Yeah.
And I couldn't go. I was in the middle of some horrible house bullshit. I was like, oh, man, that sucks. Bernie invited me. I really want to go. And I was like, no, you know what? Fuck him. He gave 20 minutes notice?
No, it was super short notice. I recognize that.
So you had a seat to fill or what?
No, we were just curious if anybody wanted to go. We were on our way to
was
brunch.
what-
We
it was
literally were going to
suspicious.
delay 20 minutes to go if anybody wanted to go. We were actually on our way to brunch.
It felt like it was a trick.
What?
It
Why?
felt like a trap.
Well, nobody fell for it because everybody said no. You, and you. And what did she do? She did the worst thing of all, which is like, I can't go to brunch with you. I'm sitting down to brunch right now somewhere else. It's like, well, thank you for the invite, you fucking bitch.
How dare you eat and not invite Bernie along?
Just go. You should have said, I just can't make it. I don't know.
That's what I said.
I actually did find a good brunch place, though, because the other brunch place that I used to go to closed down for some reason. I don't know why.
What was it?
I went to a restaurant in Austin, that pizza place that opened down south. It was like a pizza kitchen kind of place. It was really good, and it always took like an hour to get in there.
Saint something.
St. Philip.
Yeah, it sucks.
Fuck off. What?
It was terrible. Like, everyone was like, oh, it's the best brunch in Austin. I went there twice. It was crap twice.
Well, maybe that's why they closed down.
It was a pizza place that had brunch?
Yeah.
It's hard to explain. It's a pizza place that was made by the same guys who did Uchi.
Right. Yeah, I ate their pizza there, and it was not that great.
You missed out.
But I didn't understand they had brunch. It's a pizza place. I went for pizza.
Nope.
Yeah, nobody wants pizza for brunch.
It's not a pizza brunch.
Is this the place we went to during South by?
Yes, when
Okay.
Lydia and Vu were here.
Yes.
That one.
We went there with, Becca came.
Yeah.
And we went.
Who now works at the company. She announced that, so I guess we can say that, right?
Yeah,
Do we officially extend her a position?
we did.
Is that okay
She
to talk about?
accepted. She accepted.
She got to bring that baby to work all the time.
She's gonna be a web content manager.
That's correct.
It's called.
Anyway, so that place closed down, so we tried to find a new place. The new place I found this is like the best brunch ever, because Ashley gets it's her champagne, but what's it called? The
Mimosa.
Mimosa, yeah.
Yeah.
It's basically like a glass of champagne with like a dash of orange
Yeah,
juice.
that's how you do it right.
Yeah, so she's happy she gets that. And then I found out this place has fried chicken on the Sunday brunch and brisket.
That's not
so
weird.
it's totally awesome.
Fried
Cinnamon
chicken
waffles?
and brisket?
It's totally weird.
That just sounds like a lunch buffet or like a dinner buffet. That doesn't sound like brunch.
The only problem is it's all buffet, which is kind of, I don't know how I feel about that.
What the hell is brunch?
Breakfast and lunch.
But, like,
put
what
together.
time is brunch?
It's just food that they serve on Sunday.
I'd
That's
say
all
it's
it is.
anytime between 11 and 2 p.m.
2 isn't brunch.
It is when you wake up at noon.
No, two's brunch.
Two's
Totally
lunch.
But then it's brunch, and brunch is breakfast and lunch together, so it goes across the whole thing. If you eat brunch,
You're not having breakfast at 2. You're having lunch.
what if you eat brunch at 7 a.m.? Is that too early for brunch?
Yeah, that's breakfast.
Yeah.
Idiot.
So it's got to be between the two? So what's the cutoff for breakfast?
I'd say you're having a damn late breakfast if it's like 12:30.
What is that? What does half 12 mean?
12:30?
12:30? Half past 12? 12:30, okay.
Or half until 12.
Or half until 12.
Not
okay.
6.
That's, so wait a minute. How can breakfast be late at 12:30,
Like, why isn't
but
there...
lunch is at 2?
Why isn't there a
What's
lunch...
the window for brunch? Like 20 minutes?
No, there's no such thing as... Like, what's lunch dinner?
There's no such thing.
Well, there you go.
Lupper.
But brunch does
lunch
exist.
and
You have to acknowledge
separate.
that brunch as a concept does exist.
It's a different kind of meal.
It's not you can't grab brunch.
Don't get me wrong. I'm playing devil's advocate. I do not like brunch.
Nah, it's annoying.
I'm
What
not
do
into
you
it.
not like about brunch? What's to not
you don't
like?
you're not being definitive about what you're eating. It's like I can't decide if I want breakfast or if I want lunch.
Get
So I'm
outta
going to make
here.
up a bullshit meal and I'm
But-
going to be like a namby-pamby about what my meal.
Everything that you eat with brunch is delicious.
Like?
You could have coffee and you could have alcohol. You could have eggs
That
and
sounds
you could
awful.
have a sandwich.
Coffee and alcohol.
I'm just saying
You're a
you could
monster.
you could have anything.
You
Anything
just said
goes
you
with
just
brunch.
said brunch was so delicious, and the example you gave was coffee and alcohol.
Well, you
Irish
could have coffee
coffee.
and a mimosa.
Gross. Coffee's for coffee.
Have you ever
Liquor's for
done the
getting
thing
fucked
where
up.
you get black coffee and you use Bailey's as the
Yes,
creamer?
Yeah.
delicious.
It's awesome. I never even heard of that.
I'm not a fan.
Coffee and alcohol.
I'm not a fan of coffee and alcohol.
Well, it's bad for you, isn't it? Because, like, your heart beats faster, but then you're also dealing with thinned blood,
Yeah.
and it's bad or something.
What thins your blood?
Alcohol.
Alcohol thins out your blood?
Yeah.
No, aspirin does that.
That's why
Well, it's
you're not
why,
supposed
like,
to get like a tattoo when you're
supposed
drunk.
to get a tattoo when you're drunk.
No, I just thought they didn't want to tattoo drunk people.
It's just like an echo in here.
I don't blame them.
No, it leaves like a runny tattoo or something.
There's a lot of things you can't do drunk. So that's because you have thin blood. You know, can't babysit drunk. They don't
So
want
how
to do that
come
anymore.
whenever you turn down an offer,
For what?
brunch, you have to, like, give an excuse as to why? You can't just be like, nah. Is it because you're too polite to be like, nah, I'm good?
Well, I like people to know that I'm legitimately unable to attend.
But what if you are able to attend and you just don't want to go?
Then I'll go.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You'll go if you don't want to?
Yeah, I go to everything.
That's very Barbara.
That's the Canadian in her.
No, Barbara goes to everything.
I like the idea of you, like, finishing up on a Friday night. It's like, I got so much to do this weekend, and then you get invited out and you're like, Damn it!
It does happen. That's the reaction. I'm just like, okay, I'll go.
Then don't go. Why do you feel obligated to go?
Because people invite, like if someone invites me, I want to be nice and go.
We should be total assholes about this.
I'm going to invite you to everything all the time.
Cool, I'll get to hang out with you. I never see you anymore, so it'd be nice.
Oh, fucking reverse guilt trip.
Yeah, so
just a Canadian headlock.
Here's the other thing I want the two of you to appreciate was that this was like a last minute thing that I was going to brunch, so I texted you guys. I
appreciate the invite.
I figured you would, and you were busy with your own brunch.
And what was the trick?
There was no trick.
Oh.
Here's the thing I did that was nice. I just messaged the two of you, and you, of course. But I didn't message your significant others. I can't message your significant other because he doesn't have text messaging.
You also wouldn't, even if you could.
Yeah, I wouldn't, because I wouldn't. But I didn't message Esther, and I didn't message Meg because I thought that would put undue pressure on you for a brunch.
Oh, I would have been there.
One of the two of you would have shown up if I have also messaged your significant others.
I would have had to have got dressed.
It would have been you.
What?
It would have been you. You would have gotten pressured.
Yeah. Would you not?
No, I would have been like, no, we're not going.
But she would have wanted to go.
Yeah.
We might have gotten with Gus and Esther. We might have gotten Esther to come out.
No.
Oh, that's true.
No.
Without Gus?
She doesn't like to drive.
Yeah.
What if we picked her up?
Huh?
What if we picked her up?
Oh, maybe. Oh, yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I'm going to start inviting Esther only out.
You should do that.
Like, we're going to come by. We're going to get you.
That'd be funny.
Get in the car.
Oh. You know what I should do?
What?
I should order something on Amazon Prime now. Because I said I was going to do that.
Right.
Oh,
and I wasn't here last week, and everyone asked about that.
Are you going to get burgers?
While you're doing that, also see if you can remember why you were mad at me. You said you were mad at me.
You didn't even explain your house problem.
I just tried to beat you to the punch. I've always got something I'm mad at.
The house problem is...
Because you couldn't go to brunch.
It's a long and stupid story with many ins and outs. The short version, which isn't that entertaining, is I had to move my washer and dryer out to get them ready for a repairman. And the washer and dryer are in a room that's literally barely big enough for them.
How do they get in?
I had to... I jumped over them into the space, pulled them up on me, then like Spider-Man out, jumped over them, and then pushed them back in.
That sounds awesome. How did you get your dryer duct connected?
Oh, yeah. That was a thing. That took like 3 hours to get done.
My house is always coming undone, and like that whole part of the house gets like a steam room.
I'm so scared of that. That's like one of my big fears with my house is the dryer, like something going wrong with that dryer vent, and then it just venting like super hot gas and starting a fire in my house.
You have a gas dryer?
No, but it's like the hot air that comes out of the dryer that gets vented outside.
Gas dryer's not a weird thing, though.
I know. I've just never seen one.
I have a connection for it. Mine's electric, though.
I made a big mistake with that, in that my washing, my new house, or my house that I bought like early last year. So I guess still my new house.
Your new
I over-explained that. You can cut that out later. The garage, I needed to install an outlet for my car to plug into. And it's like a 220 volt connector that I need for it. And the box where the electricity comes in the house is way the fuck far out of the way. And so I had to run a conduit all the way around the house and like cut through a thing. I didn't do it. Some guy did it. He was smart and capable. And then ran it around and then put the thing in. And it was like, it wasn't cheap. It was an electrician worked for 2 days doing this thing.
2 days?
Yeah, and at the same time, I'm buying my washer and dryer. I could have just taken the dryer outlet and poked it through the wall and just used that and gotten a gas dryer instead. And I didn't realize it till later. Like, I was literally doing both at the same time. The
electrician didn't say anything. Of course, he's like, I'm this fucking idiot over here. Give me 2 days worth of work.
Outside the house and the whole thing.
So what's the benefit of a gas dryer?
Use gas. I don't know. Some people prefer gas. It's like cheaper.
Isn't that just like you're putting like fire next to your clothes? How does that work?
It just makes heat.
What does that mean? It's heat. It's just heat. How do you think do you think the electric dryer shocks your clothes with lightning? Is that the way that works?
Yeah, but if you're actually burning gas, there's a flame.
Yeah,
that's
not
what makes flame with electricity.
I would be more worried that why doesn't it make the clothes smell like gas?
Because it's burning. It's a clean burn.
Nah, it still stinks.
There's no such thing as a clean burn.
Yeah. It's just oxygen.
Do you guys see
carbon
that gas,
dioxide.
by the way? It's like $31 a barrel.
Yeah, let's go buy a barrel.
We talked about this. You want to go in on a barrel of oil? Like, what would it take for 2 dudes to buy a barrel of oil?
How much does the barrel cost? Like, I bet the barrel's more expensive than the oil.
What's the barrel made of?
Steel.
How many barrels of oil do you and I have to get before we get like an account guy at OPEC? Like, what do you think before they assign us?
I don't think you deal with OPEC directly, right?
Whatever. Whoever. Sure.
So, yeah,
I'm going straight to the top.
Let's just drive down to Houston and load
But is there not a limit on how much... What is it, oil or gas that you're talking about?
Oil.
How much oil do you
West
need
Texas crude. Light sweet crude, right?
Surely if you're storing above a certain amount of oil, they'll be like, you can't have that much oil.
Why not?
Who's they?
Who's
I
going to
don't
tell me
know.
I can't store oil?
The government? I don't think so.
What's stopping you from buying trucks and trucks of gasoline and just like filling a pit under your house?
I wish investing actually worked like this. Like you would have to buy the stuff and hold on to it. Like if you're investing in oil, I'd have to like have like 80 gallons.
You'd have to clear
80
out your
barrels
shed.
of oil in my garage until I'm ready to sell it. Then I sell it that way.
And someone comes and picks up. It's like Craigslist. Yeah, you put on the Austin Craigslist, selling 80 barrels of oil.
Like if you buy enough Apple stock, there's like 3 dudes who come to work at your house, and you have to manage them. That'd be like hands-on investment. I'm gonna buy a barrel of oil.
For a laugh?
I'm gonna get in the oil game.
Where do you even go to do that?
I don't know. OPEC.
Get in the oil game.
Let me go to OPEC.com.
See if Amazon Prime Now will deliver you a barrel of oil.
Let me see.
Here, let me read this.
I bet if you buy 1 barrel at a time, though, it's more expensive.
You're basically trying to create currency.
Then rather in bulk.
Then like buy the tanker, right? So I think it would be more expensive to do it that way.
Let me read this while you do that. I want to remind everyone this episode of the Rooster Teeth podcast is brought to you by Casper. Casper is an online retailer of premium mattresses for a fraction of the cost. Casper is revolutionizing the mattress industry by cutting the cost of dealing with resellers and showrooms and passing that savings directly on to the consumer. Casper's mattress is an obsessively engineered mattress at a very fair price. 2 technologies, latex and memory foam, come together for better nights and brighter days. It's a comfortable mattress that has just the right sink and bounce. You can buy it online. It's completely risk-free. Online's key. You know, I don't like talking to people. Casper understands the importance of truly trying out a mattress that in all reality you spend a third of your life on. Casper offers free delivery and painless returns with a 100-day period, so you don't have to lie down in the showroom because you don't want people looking at you when you lie down. I don't. Get a Casper mattress for $500 for a twin or $950 for a king-size mattress. Compared to industry average, that's an outstanding price point, and you can save an additional $50 as one of our audience members by going to casper.com/roosterteeth. It's right there, entering the promo code roosterteeth. That's casper.com/roosterteeth, promo code roosterteeth. Terms and conditions apply, and you can check it out on their website. I've got one of these at my house. Love it. Great mattress. Absolutely awesome. Love sleeping on that bed.
We're pretty good at predictions on this podcast, predicting the future. When is paper currency gone? What year? I want to see if you're right.
Paper currency?
Yeah, like cash.
Man, it'll take a while. It'll take a while. I'm going to say 2035.
That's what I was going to say.
I think you're being a little too optimistic.
Am I? I think I am
I
too.
would be surprised if it goes away by 2050.
Stuff goes on
I would be
curve.
surprised if it goes away in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, 2050.
What about change? When will metal currency go away?
That's what I'm thinking about. Like, we can't even get rid of the penny in this country.
We can't do it.
But what do you need a penny for?
Exactly. You
Canada
don't need a
got
fucking
rid of the
penny.
penny.
You're only proving his point, Gavin.
Did you guys don't have pennies, do you? No, it's
Yeah,
Australia doesn't have. I think Australia just got rid of the nickel, didn't they?
Canada
Did they?
got rid of the penny, I think, 2 years ago.
We just got to get rid of the penny.
I think
It's
the
done.
US would save something like
It's too much
$4
for pennies.
billion if you didn't use pennies.
It's
Who
not
the
that much,
fuck
is it?
calculated
Yeah, it's
that?
like it's
Who
like some
calculated
fact. That's
that? Some fact.
Yeah, but
Maybe
I mean,
it's-
you could find $4 billion in couches and pennies, right? Like it offsets.
No, that's not how that works.
Speaking of billions,
We're going to go straight to OPEC with this $4 billion.
did
and
you
we're
see
gonna
the Powerball this week?
Yeah.
It's for like $1.3
3.
billion.
You can buy a lot of oil.
What was it? 700 million? Like this last week,
It
and
was
nobody won.
900 million.
It was not. So they only made $400 million in ticket sales.
Or maybe
on
800 million.
900 million. But now it's at 1.3 billion. I was at the convenience store last night, or the night before, sometime this weekend, and it was last night because it was after the Powerball. Thinking it went to 1.3 billion. And I asked the guy, "Does he have a lotto machine here in the store?" And he goes, "Yes." And I said, "Is Texas a Powerball state?" The dude looked at me like I was an absolute idiot that anybody would ask that question. He was like, "Of course we're a Powerball state." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool."
Is it not every state then?
I think there's only 4 states that are not.
Oh, really? There's
Yeah.
that many that they're in Powerball. Yeah, it was used to be that lotteries were state organizations, and then some of the smaller states started to combine their lotteries into big ones, and then Powerball became a thing, which was multiple states. So it's almost like we have a national lottery at this point. Then that's Powerball. I just don't fucking pay attention to it because it's just not on my radar.
So does it just keep going up? Like when does it? Do they have a cap?
If someone wins,
No.
and it
Like what if it
stops.
got up to like 100 billion? Could someone just buy Apple?
we're well past the point when someone could buy enough tickets, right, to buy all the tickets to get it if there was enough time.
Oh, yeah. So you're saying they would break even. I think at this point, the fear becomes that the pool gets diluted with multiple winners, and then you don't make all the money
That's always
back.
the risk in the lottery game. That, that's going to happen.
I saw...
Well, let me ask you a question. What's worse? You win the lottery and you find out somebody else won.
And you have to split your winnings?
There's a clear answer which is worse. But that seems like a bad scenario. To me, the worst scenario that there is, and this happened in Austin, was where someone got I think someone won $1 million in Austin. Pretty cool, right? Mm-hmm. But they won $1 million because they got 5 out of the 6 numbers right. So they were literally like one number away from having $700 million. And there's probably about 5,000 or 6,000 other people.
I'd be like, look at this $1 million.
Dude, I don't know.
You'd always be thinking about the other money.
It would haunt you, I think.
What are you going to buy that you couldn't with $1 million?
$1 million would last you a very, very long time. But it's not like $700 million.
$700 million would turn you into a complete prick.
Yeah, that's right. Go for it. That's why I'm in the lottery to begin with. What am I doing it for?
There was a guy in the town I grew up in years ago who did that. He hit 5 out of 6 numbers on the lotto twice.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, that's got to be even more frustrating.
Somebody on Twitter asked me, they said, Bernie, if you won $1 billion in the lottery, what would you get for Rooster Teeth? And I was like,
cars for everyone.
Yeah.
Teslas for everyone.
2 middle fingers and a cloud of dust. I would be good. Well, do you think, would you come to work every day if you had $1 billion, Gus?
I would do my best to hide it and not let anyone know.
I would do the same thing.
And just continue to maintain my life. Matt's laughing at me off screen. I wouldn't let anybody know. I would continue to live my life exactly the same.
But there'd be press coverage
I've
of
got
it.
$1 billion.
Like, if people would find out.
There are some states where you can hide it. I know in Kansas you can. I don't know about Texas.
I
mean, you can't? I would make an LLC and have it claim the...
Does that mean he's won $100 million?
Patrick, have you won $100 million?
I would totally still come to work.
Did you hear about this woman who won the lottery and then divorced her husband and didn't tell him about the winnings and then found out later?
Yeah.
And
they've been married for 25 years.
And he was able to get all of her winnings because it was like she didn't disclose the fact that she won.
Yeah.
Wait, he got all the winnings?
All the winnings because
Not
it was
half?
illegal for her to not disclose it after the divorce.
Didn't she go to jail too on top of it?
I don't think so. But she won
That's serious fraud.
I think it was like $3 million or 1.3 million. Like there's a 3 in there, but yeah, she didn't tell him.
So when you win the lottery, you don't get it all at once, do you?
That's delusional.
You get like smaller payments.
You can do it 2 ways.
Choices,
yeah, you can either get it all up front or you get it annualized over 30 years.
30 years.
If I won $1 billion,
I'd definitely do it that way.
Oh God, no.
I would do a Gus's
All
set.
at once.
I would have $1 billion and I wouldn't tell anybody. And I would spend money like normal, except in very extraordinary circumstances. Like
Example.
like if I'm at a restaurant and the food is late, I would step away from the table, buy the restaurant, and then fire the waiter in front of everybody. That's the kind of thing I would do if I had $1 billion. Like, what's that going to cost? That's like $20 million? That's nothing.
You know what I would love to do? What I would love to do is I would write joke checks to all my friends like, here you go, Gavin, here's $1 million, ha ha ha. I'd be like, if he cashes it, he would literally get $1 million. And inside, I would laugh so hard knowing I just gave someone $1 million that they can't fucking spend. That's the best. That's the kind of shit I would do if I had $1 billion.
What would you do?
With $1 billion?
With $1 billion. Would you still work here?
Yeah. Although I just leave like... I just put hundreds like down my trouser leg so when I walk, they would just like come out sometimes. Leave a little trail.
Think of all the bets you would make with people.
Oh my God.
That's what I would do with it. I would literally, we could do $1 million but for real. I would just find like the ultimate $1 million but
an actual episode. And they would actually have to do the thing.
Yeah.
I'd be up for that.
Someone would have to get like surgery or something for some of the scenarios.
We could probably crowdfund that.
That should be our next crowdfunding thing. We should crowdfund $1 million and do one real episode.
In order to do an episode of $1 million, but though, first of all, we would all take anything. The answer would be yes for anything in that episode.
$1 million, but yes.
Yeah. If we knew it was for real. What if we didn't tell the people on it that it was for real? Like at the end of it, it's like, okay, here's your $1 million
Oh God.
in a briefcase. But the problem is you can't just raise $1 million. You'd have to raise like $6 million for all the different scenarios and the different people playing. Or just do one like super one.
Call it an even 10.
You'd also need money to implement the theoretical conversation. Like if someone needed to have a glow in the dark dick, you'd have to research and then have surgery to get a glow in the dark dick.
Or pay some guy to stick his finger up your butt every time you spend money.
Right.
Now that's doable.
I mean, some people might do for free, depending on who took the $1 million.
You know, if you think about it,
You would do it for free?
What were you going to say, Bernie?
Ooh, somebody has a lottery ticket where every number they have is one number off.
That's Photoshop.
It's got to be Photoshop.
That's totally
That's
fake.
pretty funny.
But
No, but I was thinking, if you think about it, the lottery is like the first thing we ever had that was like crowdfunding. It's like we're all just crowdfunding a project where one guy is trying to turn into a giant rich prick, basically, and that's it.
I thought that was tax.
What's that?
What?
I saw a headline talking about the odds of winning the Powerball, and I guess they reformulated the Powerball early last year, so now the odds are something like 1 in 290 million in order to win. And someone was commenting, it was like one of those shower thoughts on Reddit. Someone said, in order for you to be born, for your sperm to fertilize your mother's egg, you already hit 1 in 250 million odds. So like hitting the Powerball would be like doing that all over again. So it's like you've already won the Powerball once in your life just by being alive.
Damn.
It did defeat the theory, though, that somebody has to win it. Nobody has to win it.
So
it's 1 in 27 million?
1 in
292.
207, about 1 in 290 million.
So that's like a U.S. population. The U.S. population is like 320?
Right.
Yeah,
so
you know what I read the other day?
Not everyone does it, though.
I read it when I was in Vegas. I was in an Uber, and we were chatting with the cabbie. We were talking about the growth of Las Vegas. I learned that San Antonio is now the 7th largest city in the nation. According to this, if you just look up, there's all different ways to measure population in the city, all different ways. But if you just look up most populous cities in the U.S. or top cities by population in the U.S., San Antonio is number 7 now. You know where do you think Austin is?
I think Austin's like 11 or 12.
You nailed it. Austin is the 11th. We're almost in the top 10 for cities by population in the U.S.
Wow.
That's fucking crazy.
But in terms of actual size, we're probably
Austin has
way
I
down
think
there.
Austin is more populous than Seattle or San Francisco.
And Boston.
Wow.
And you think, and obviously some of those cities have things like San Francisco seems a lot more populous because Oakland's right near it, and Oakland is also a big city, and it has a bunch of other big cities.
What are
in
1
the
and 2?
area.
New York City
Where's
and
this-
Los Angeles?
Yes, that is correct. And then Chicago's 3 and Houston's 4.
Okay.
And sometimes Chicago and Houston change places.
Right.
But it's like all the other places around Austin, like Round Rock and all that other stuff, we just include that in Austin.
Yeah.
Whereas they can't do that with places like Boston or Washington, D.C. Go ahead, Gavin.
I was thinking about a billion, right?
Okay.
A billion is a number that we throw around all the time, but it's too big to get your head around. Like,
I love that.
Are you good at maths?
Okay.
Maths.
How long is a billion seconds?
Oh God, a billion
I know.
seconds would probably be something like
We talked about this on the podcast before.
For how
40 years.
It's 2 weeks. A million seconds, a million is 2 weeks. And a billion seconds is 40 years.
Fucking
Yeah,
nailed
it's 31
Nailed it.
years.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Well, you were 9 years off, but sure you know.
Pretty good. Going from a billion.
It might be 38 years.
So if you spent $1 every second, it would take you 31 years?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd be spending more than $1 a second.
I'm just saying.
I could burn through that money.
You think about it.
I saw
Time.
this.
So this is by seconds. 1 million seconds is 11 and a half days. 1 billion seconds is 32 years. And a trillion seconds is 32,000 years.
Shit.
32,000.
Powerball,
And we have
1
what?
trillion.
$13 trillion in debt? 14? What are we up to now on the U.S. debt?
We're 32,000 years in debt.
If we paid off $1 a second, that's how long it would take to pay us off. What is the U.S. debt? Try to guess right now.
I think you're right. I think it's 14 trillion.
I think it might be higher.
16 trillion.
So think about that. That's you
We're
think
both so wrong.
a billion's ridiculous.
We're both,
think about
Gus,
that.
we're both
40
so wrong.
How much
trillion.
is it?
We are currently at $18.775 trillion.
We were close. We were only 4 trillion off.
I know, right? That's how far off we were. What was the? Remember when Clinton was president? They actually got into a surplus with the budget, and they had a plan in place to pay off the debt, the total national debt, by I think it was like 2011.
Yeah.
And then other presidents were like, "Nah, we don't need to."
Oh,
do
so
that.
it could have been done?
Oh yeah, it could have been done. They were on the path to
They
do
just-
it.
I think then like tax cuts were implemented, and then it.
I'm
creates
sure there's
more debt.
many people who on Twitter will refute what I just said, but they did have a surplus at the time.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
how much
there was a
money
surplus.
is in the hands of the population of America, the U.S.?
Like how much actual printed
Like-
currency is in
No,
circulation?
just how much does each person have
Like
combined?
like your net worth or
Yeah.
something.
I got like $50. What do you got, Bar? What do you got?
So how much? That's how is that different than what I was saying?
It's not. What do you mean?
You said no to mine, to my clarifications.
This is our standard reaction to other people on the podcast.
I wonder how much is down the back of couches in the country.
$4 billion in pennies.
The debt is behind
No,
the couch.
because you've moved out of a house and you don't end up with like hundreds of dollars when you move out of a house.
Yeah,
right?
because you take the couch. The money's all in there.
No, but I'm saying you don't discover stuff. I
But
mean,
not in
there's-
this couch.
I'd say more like jars. Like people have jars of pennies around and stuff like that.
Do you do
And
that?
I have way less of those than I used to because I would say probably. Let me think about this. Carry the one. 90% of my transactions are probably credit card, like or some kind of card. a digital transaction.
I think that's
something.
pretty average.
Hey, I tried out my new coin. They sent us coins.
Oh, yeah.
Because we complained about them. And my coin has worked everywhere that I have used it.
My coin doesn't turn on.
And I have used it in 2 places.
Okay.
100%.
So we should explain. The coin is that credit card that you can program all your different credit cards onto, and
if you're just joining us,
toggle between. We're on a public stream. People may not have known this. You can toggle between your different credit cards, and then it supposedly works as them, and you can pay with it like it's that credit card. I had pre-purchased one, pre-ordered one. It wasn't in the crowdfunding phase.
It wasn't the crowdfunding, but it was like it looked a lot like it.
Right. I got one probably a year ago. I don't even remember when we got the initial one. Yeah. And I was super disappointed in it. Didn't work. I think at the time, the one I got from my pre-order, it worked maybe 10% of the time.
I want to say mine worked over 50% of the time, but it was like low over 50, just enough to where there was no reason not to carry all my other cards anyway.
So I guess they heard us complaining nonstop. I went as far as to call them criminals for shipping a product that didn't work.
Caught wind of that one.
And so they shipped us other coins, and I said, if it doesn't work, that's even worse for you.
Did you say that you would talk about it if it didn't work?
Yeah, I said absolutely.
Oh, God.
And they did this a while ago, so I'd forgotten about it. I'm glad you brought it up. So I started keeping track of every time I tried to use it, the new one that they sent, and whether it worked or it didn't work.
You have a battery case on your Plus?
Yes, we could talk about that in a bit.
Okay.
I tried it 5 different times at 5 different places. It worked 3 times.
It's terrible.
One of the times, it just never read. One of the other times...
You have notes.
Yeah, I did. One of the other times, I tried to swipe it, and it said it was a chip card and to insert it.
I didn't do
But it wasn't a chip card, so I couldn't. So it didn't work.
I used it twice. It said the chip thing twice, and then it's off now. Forever. Like, it just doesn't turn on.
Is there not a way to charge it at all?
I don't know. Does it have a battery?
No. You're supposed to throw it away and get another one. There it is. So
it never worked twice.
It worked 60% of the time for me this time.
That's better than 0.
Which is 6 times better than the previous one they gave me. Still not good enough to make me feel confident. Right.
It's still not a product.
I would never walk out with just that.
Oh, God. Hey,
but
buddy,
it at least worked a little bit.
Did you ever get your vessel?
No. You mean your vessel that I got you as a gift?
You know that they've like just given up on it, and they now make a different thing that just tells you. Well, I mean, it just hasn't come out.
So that's very different. Did they give up on it?
I don't know, but they basically
they delayed it, so they made a new thing.
Yeah,
in
they
the middle.
were quickly like, we made this other thing, and it just tells you when to drink. That's all it is.
It tells you when to drink.
Yeah,
if people want to drink more water or something, they're
it's
like,
a cup with a stopwatch on it.
Yeah, you basically like you drink it, and then it like fills a little bar.
Welcome to the future.
I'm going to invent something right now.
It's beer time.
Hold on. It's time to drink.
Look at that. Look at that. It's beer o'clock.
Crowdfund me. Where's my $1 billion?
Hey, what should I buy from Amazon Prime now to show this thing coming in?
It's time to drink.
You're cutting it close.
I'm cutting
hamburgers.
Close. Get out of here. Hey, can somebody do me a favor? Can somebody grab my laptop bag out of
my
office? Anybody?
Buy a Mophie or something. So I have
that's a great idea because I need a Mophie.
I have that charger. You need it?
So I did a thing where I hated my old phone. I complained about the iPhone 6. They made the iPhone 6S. And I thought, Gavin was saying everything that was wrong with the 6, they fixed in the 6S. But I couldn't justify just spending the money to go out and get it. So I said, I'm going to break my phone eventually. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Everybody breaks their phone. Everybody breaks their phone. It happens. And I thought I'll do it. So it finally happened about... I think it happened like on New Year's Eve. So I had to suffer all through New Year's Eve and New Year's Day with the busted-ass Sharp F phone.
How'd you manage?
Anyway, so I went and got a new phone, but I went down. I went to the 6S, and I went from the plus size to this size. The fucking battery on this thing is a nightmare, dude. It just goes like... I have to charge it twice a day.
That's why I started carrying... I bought that Apple case.
But you have the Plus.
Apple charger one.
So
this is the 6S.
That is ridiculous. That's like $100.
Yeah.
Just get the S, the Plus or whatever. How much more is it?
But I don't want the size. I don't want that big thing.
Well, now it's big that way.
It's big this way, but it's not big that way. Are we going back to this kind of discussion again? There's more than one dimension.
My battery
is it frustrating?
Fine.
It must be frustrating for you to have that conversation with Gavin.
I'm on the right end.
Thank
I'm
you
on the
very
right side
much.
this time.
So this is thank you, Meryl.
Yeah, I can't use this phone. The battery dies all the time if I don't
Damn
have this fucking case on it.
Mine's totally fine.
It's just it's garbage.
I like that they make you pay $100 for their fix. That's like paying $100 for a patch.
Right. It's like they know it's a problem. They fucking make the goddamn case now.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought the exact same thing when I saw the case. Like, so they know the battery's a problem. Is what they're saying, right? They're literally saying we can't make the phone as small as we want to. So
they're like, oh, we didn't make it right. Oh, it's going to cost so much money to fix. We'll just make them pay for it.
Yeah, there you go. Or maybe we just use our phones too much. I got a message from AT&T because I have an unlimited plan. I got the weirdest. I'll read it to you.
Unlimited.
I didn't reply back to it.
They throttle you though.
Yeah, I got a message that says that.
There was some news about that today, which I wonder if your text message is about this.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'll read this. I'll read this while you look for it. I want to remind everyone this episode of the podcast is also brought to you by Harry's. Guys, it's a new year. It's time to improve on things, which is why we're excited to introduce you to Harry's. These guys make awesome razors. We've tried the leading brands, we've tried the shave clubs. They just don't stack up to Harry's, our new and improved shaving solution for 2016. What makes Harry's special? They have German-engineered 5-blade cartridges, close, comfortable shave, no cuts or burns, quality guaranteed. Their prices are factory direct. They cut out the middleman and ship right to your door. Quality blades at half the price of the leading brand. Over 1 million guys have already made the switch, and thousands more switch every day. Why pay $32 for an 8-pack of blades when you get them for half the price at Harry's.com? The Harry's starter set's an amazing deal. For just $15, you get a razor, moisturizing shave cream, and 3 razor blades. Harry's doesn't like to discount because their prices are already really low. We've got a special offer for you guys, though. Harry's will give you $5 off your first order with promo code Rooster. Stop overpaying for a great shave and start the new year off right. Go to harrys.com right now. That's HARRYS.com. Enter code Rooster at checkout. And actually, if you go to their website, you can see their factory in Germany, and they have like these really cool big animated GIFs showing the machine's working and making razors. It's actually just fast. It's kind of less. It's just cool and therapeutic to watch.
Harry's is a great name for a razor company.
Absolutely. It's a great product, too. So thank you to Harry's, new sponsor for 2016, for sponsoring the podcast.
Your tongue is green.
Not Harry.
What is it?
Oh, my God.
Oh, let's look at this.
Serious. How did you only get it on some of your tongue, though?
Do you only use the middle of your tongue?
How do you only use part of your tongue?
Because you only lick with the center of your tongue.
You're underachieving. It's just like,
okay, I'll make the rest of my tongue green for you.
So here's a message I got. I have an unlimited data plan with AT&T because I got it when I got the first iPhone, and then they tried to take it away, but they couldn't for some reason. So anybody who holds on to theirs has an unlimited data plan. What's your data plan?
I do 20 gigs.
You do 20 gigabytes?
Yeah.
Do you use 20 gigabytes?
Well, it's a shared pool between me and my wife.
Right.
I use 10.
Okay, well, this is going to sound less impressive because I think ours was like 6 or something like that, or because Ashley has it just on her one phone. So it told me that my data usage was reaching 22 gigabytes in a month. Mm-hmm. What did I do on my phone?
Do you just leave it off Wi-Fi for like a really long period of time?
Oh, I never put it on Wi-Fi.
You're streaming Bluetooth porn to your car all the time, apparently.
Let's take it easy with that.
You can look at the usage.
Oh, can I? Yeah. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to get that serious.
Pornhub.
I don't want to know about that stuff.
So they
that'd be a fun thing to sit down with somebody else and just go through your usage.
The other thing I do that you probably can't do with the unlimited plan is I tether a lot with my laptop.
I can't do that with unlimited.
Right, with unlimited they don't let you tether. I do that when I'm out and about, and if I need to get internet on my laptop, I'll just tether.
It's the thing that makes me want to do it. Once again, I'm not doing Amazon Prime now. Well, I don't know why.
They announced today that AT&T is going to bring back the unlimited data plan for people who subscribe to DirecTV or Uverse television.
Really?
But they haven't clarified whether or not that'll involve tethering. And of course, all these plans are always super complicated. Like I don't know if it would make sense to switch to that or not.
They also throttle you like crazy.
Right. And again, when do they do the throttling? I've heard that they do throttling at 22 gigs.
Yeah, they're going to throttle me. They said they were going to lower your speeds.
I picture AT&T wrapping their fingers around your throat and just throttling you.
Every time someone says throttle, I think of straddle. So just like this whole conversation replaced the word throttle with straddle, and it's way funnier.
You can still use unlimited data.
Straddle me.
However, your speeds may be reduced at times in areas with network congestion. Wi-Fi will help you avoid these problems.
Oh, they're trying to teach you to use Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
That's like their middle finger to you.
Why'd you never use Wi-Fi? Wi-Fi's faster.
It's not.
It is if you're at home on your connection that's faster than the cellular connection.
First of all the internet at this office sucks.
I don't mean here, yeah.
And the reception is terrible, too. It's just not. Yeah. It's very bad.
Terrible.
I was somewhere just recently where it was really bad, too.
Can you share your Mac's Wi-Fi connection with your phone?
No. You can. If your Mac is wired, you can create a Wi-Fi network and connect your iPhone to that.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Oh, you know what? You know where I got terrible reception? Gavin and I were there. We went to downtown LA. Downtown Los Angeles, California has awful reception. Just terrible.
Probably because there's so many people and buildings and shit.
Yeah, but it went down to like 4G, 3G
But
stuff.
it's not like all those people showed up all of a sudden.
Sure they did.
They've had time to build a fucking
Yeah,
tower or something.
Yeah, Barb.
Man,
Second largest city.
What do I know?
I always feel
Nation didn't
like
get
my
there
phone's
overnight.
always faster in Austin than it is when I travel.
Okay.
Any city I go to, I feel like, this would be faster in Austin.
Ah.
I don't know if it's just like a mental thing where I think my phone's faster or if I need data more quickly when I'm on the road. But anytime I'm out of Austin, I'm like, my phone sucks here. Phone's so shitty.
I had one of the greatest fuck yous ever. Was we got called out of town because the reason why we went to LA was for some promotional stuff that we're doing for Laser Team, which will be in theaters later this month. We were doing some promotional stuff. You know, I said in the vlog when it first started that one of the huge benefits and one of the main driving factors for doing the distribution agreement with YouTube Red was that, you know, Google was putting out this huge, new platform, and they were going to put a lot of marketing dollars behind it and put Laser Team all over the place. Now we're starting to see all that stuff, so it's really awesome. But while I was out there in LA visiting YouTube, I had forgotten that I had my installation date for Google Fiber finally at my house in Austin.
That's awesome.
And so they called me because they were like, "Hey, we're at your house to install Google Fiber." And I go, "I'm not there. I'm in LA. We'll need to reschedule." And they go, "You're not here? Did we were not on your calendar?" I'm like, "Oh, did I say I was going to be there at a time and I didn't?" I was like, "I'm so sorry, Google. No, I'm not there." So it was like the greatest fuck you ever. It's like after 3 years of waiting for Google Fiber to show up in Austin, I was just like, "No, can't do it." So they're going to come back at a later date and install it. And I'm pretty sure they're just going to install the jack and then not the service. I'm pretty sure that's the way that's going to work.
What's the point of that?
So
Everyone's lying. Like,
Baby
we're in the
steps.
future. It's the future. It's 2016, and everyone's a liar.
that's it. They're finding new ways to lie. Like they installed Google Fiber.
Like,
they
you've
just don't have any
paid-
data through it.
You've paid for a cup.
Did I pay for that Vessel cup? Yes, I think I did.
You don't have a cup.
I paid for a cup 2 years ago that I haven't gotten yet.
It's going to be a great
And
Welcome
instead,
to the
they're going
future.
to try and sell you a crappier cup.
Hey,
Just get all the cups.
I wonder if we're setting a record. Like, did the guy who signed up first for Vessel, is that the longest anyone's ever gone after paying for a cup and then getting a cup? like
cavemen could get a cup right away.
Right.
Like cavemen didn't have to wait 2 years for a
like
cup.
was there ever a point in history ever until now when they said, "Hey, I want to buy a cup from you. Make me a cup." And the guy's like, "I'll make you a cup. Come back in like 4 years and I will have that cup."
Can you imagine selecting?
Because that's what we're doing
Meantime,
now.
here's a different cup.
This is what we're doing. This is what we're doing right now. We've reached a point in technology where it's going to take you
you
buy a
imagine
cup
doing
and
that?
2 years later you get it.
On Amazon, you're selecting like 2-day delivery, standard 5-day delivery, or like 6-year delivery. Just no one would ever do that.
6 years delivery on Wednesday.
And then you wouldn't be there.
Yeah,
Still
were we
just
not on
as
your
expensive.
calendar?
Oh man, I love this guy so much. Did you hear about the guy who broke the record for, was it pole vaulting or high jumping? Something going up high.
Oh, yeah, it was pole vaulting, I think.
It was pole vaulting. I fucking love this guy.
Why? What do you do?
So I don't know how he figured it out, but he figured out, I guess, in practice that he could really demolish whatever the world record was at the time. He's like, "Oh, I can fucking do that." And so what he did was there some kind of bonus from Nike?
was paying a bounty. If you broke the world record, they'd give you money.
They'd give you money. They give you a bonus. Like
What
if you
are the
did.
stipulations? Like, can you mess with the stick?
No, it's pole. It's standard pole vaulting. It's a sport, so it's like standardized.
It had to
So
be
in
like
that way.
I think it had to be like at a competition. Or
But
something.
Gavin, guess what this guy
So you
did?
couldn't use like a telescopic stick that raised you up.
This guy would break the record by like an inch, and they go, "Okay, let's raise it up to 2 inches." And he'd go, "Nah." And he'd leave for the day. He'd get his money. Then he'd come back and break it the next day for the next competition by another inch. He broke his own record 14 times in 2 years.
Did you get money each time?
Yeah.
What?
He totally beat the
That's
system.
genius.
I love that guy. Let me see if I can find this guy out. Let me see what his name is.
It's like don't do the
He'd be-
best you
yeah,
can.
he'd be so
Just
annoyed.
do barely better than someone else.
Yeah,
Do you
exactly.
think if he like ever overdid it and accidentally did a really good one, he could be like, "Oh,
He'd stick his arm out and like knock off the pole.
no.
And be like, he didn't intentionally fuck it up.
Let me see here. Oh, man. This disappoints me.
you're not
that-
holding hands with Alan Richardson. You're just not. That's not what's
I
happening right
think
now."
that I am.
Are you really? What are you doing over there?
I'm just shush.
That flamingo is terribly placed. It really looks strangely phallic.
really does look
like
very,
a sex
very
toy or
phallic.
something.
Let me see this guy. Yeah, Sergey Bubka. Sounds like a made-up name.
good name.
Repeatedly and deliberately broke the world record, pole vault record, by the smallest possible height, so he could cash in on a Nike bonus with each new record. In a 2-year span, he broke his own world record 14
Did they say
times.
what the bonus is?
Look it up.
Is that? I guess that's him.
I'm a
I wonder if he
genius.
has the world record for breaking the most world records. What's the bonus?
Is there a record for records?
It's got to be.
Like, who is the Guinness World Record holder for the most
records?
Most records?
I guarantee that's got to exist.
But not in the Guinness Book of Records.
Is it me or is like...
Whoa! He made $100,000 each time.
Wow.
Fucking smart
And
dude.
how many times he did?
14?
14
made $1.4 million.
That's $14 billion.
Every
many
little
seconds
kid...
is
As
that?
much as $100,000 each time if some reports are to be believed. Why not? I want to believe it because it's so ridiculous.
Every little kid goes through a phase where they're obsessed with like world records, right? Or was that just me?
Yeah.
No, they,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I used to get the book every year.
I used to always get the book, and I would always look for what I thought was the easiest world record because I wanted to beat the
Or you
easiest
make up
world
one.
record. Right.
And did you ever try one?
God, no. That would involve actually trying to do something.
Yeah, touche.
But it was always like, I felt like as a kid, it's always like, well, there's a lot of stuff I can't do here. Like, I can't be the world's fattest man.
It's true.
It's like, I can work to that, but it's not like, as a kid, it's like, what can I do right now? I've got 15 minutes to go break a world record.
How big is the world's fattest man right now, like in 2016? Because I feel like it would be larger than it was like 5 years ago. People are just fatter these days.
People are bigger.
Did you see on the website they used to have next to every record, it would be like, can you beat this record? It's like a, sign up and try and beat it. But they never took it off from like stuff that is ridiculous, like biggest air disaster ever, like most deaths in a terrorist attack. You'd be like, can you beat 9/11? And it said that on the website. There's like screenshots of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
That's awful.
So do you think about that anymore?
No.
Yeah.
No, I've settled in my comfortable rut.
Of what?
This is it.
What if you could break the record?
No,
for
your
the-
record, your run of what though?
My daily routine, my rut of not breaking records.
Okay.
Do you think you'd hold the record for most miserable bastard ever?
I would hope not, because then I would hope people could be more miserable than this.
See, this is what I'm driving at though, is that Gus, this was important to you as a kid. It was important to me as a kid too. You're forgetting the fact that you have a Guinness Book of World Records record. They gave us a record, remember?
Do it's
My name's not on
Blue,
it.
right?
Yeah, it was for Red versus Blue, most successful web series. They gave us that, and I laughed at the time because I said when I was a kid I would try to make up stuff to win a world record for, and then somebody else made up something. So we actually have a Guinness Book of World Records record. Do you ever think about that ever?
No, you just blew my mind.
Right. I was sitting here asking you about it, trying to jog your memory, and you had no recollection
memory,
of it.
no
What
recollection.
qualifies as most successful though?
Shut up.
It was money. We won a record. We won a record for making money.
Oh wow.
Yeah. They asked us at the time. They asked us they said, so reports said that you made this amount.
Oh, it's like super low.
And we said we don't really talk about that. And they said, well, the report said you made this amount. And I said, well, I can definitely say we made that amount, And they're like, okay. So then they put that's how much money we made in a year. So that number was reported for a really long time.
Wow.
Our whole company made that amount.
I wonder if that was really damaging to the company.
I doubt it. Nobody's fucking.
What year was that?
Reading that. Was it 2006, 7?
Oh, I thought it was like 06. It's somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was So they made one up, and we have nothing to commemorate that. They sent us a form.
Yeah, we have like a plaque or something, don't
Yeah,
we?
you should have a certificate.
I think they sent us a form to
Like
do
a
it. We just didn't
newspaper
do
article.
it. We should do that.
No, I think we have it, don't we? Don't we have that? Do you know?
We have the book where we're in it. We have that. So that's the thing,
You don't
Did we get a plaque? No, we had a form to get a plaque, and we didn't do it.
Oh.
Just
You guys
frame
should remedy that.
frame the form.
It was. Did you know the Guinness Book of World Records is actually associated with Guinness? The
Yeah,
beer?
it's settle bar bits.
I didn't know that. I just
wow.
thought it was a coincidence.
What? Just some bloke called Guinness?
Yeah.
And his brother. Like one of them made beer, the other one made world records.
You've lived in Austin for a long time. Did you ever make the? Did you ever make the connection, Gus? Living in Austin as long as you have, did you ever make the connection between Bob Bullock and Sandra Bullock?
There's a connection?
No, there's not. But it does seem like there would be. It does, right? It seems like there would be some kind of connection.
You're totally trying to catch me in a lie there. You were totally trying to catch me saying yes.
There's absolutely no connection. Bob Bullock is the name of our IMAX theater.
Bob Bullock IMAX.
Yeah. Oh, yes, Bob Bullock. Bob Bullock's State of Texas History Museum IMAX theater.
Wow, it's not a mouthful
Catchy.
at all.
Yeah, rolls right off the tongue. But who's the guy who just... Who's the guy who died? Who's the guy that the business school's not? The business school's named after Jamal. What's his name?
It's like he keeps crashing.
Matt, who's the guy? What's that?
Tell you what. I'll
Not
tell you-
McCombs.
I'll
Not
tell you.
McCombs. It's the other guy. Joe Jamale. So
How did you know what he was talking about?
Because he just died. He's just died. He's like a big or did he just die or did something just come up? He just died. So he was like a big booster at UT and everything. And I didn't know this, but in the Austin subreddit, they were posting like lots of like depositions that he's given. And it's like old dudes like ready to throw down. Like old Texas guys like yelling at each other about being a liar and stuff like that. And it's great. He was an awesome lawyer. Allegedly. It's a great thing to do is get on the air and insult a dead lawyer. That's a smart idea. But there was one where it was like he was deposing this guy and he's like talking and like asking the guy questions and the lawyer said, you can't ask him that. And then the guy asking the question goes, let me tell you something. You shut your fucking mouth. Like, and you can't see anybody because they're all off screen, but they're all just cussing at each other. And the guy getting deposed just kind of like starts scratching his head. And then you hear like furniture getting moved around.
Oh, God.
I love it. I just watched Making of a Murderer on Netflix. Making a Murder? Is that what it is?
You watched the entire thing and didn't get the name right?
I got close.
I mean, they don't say it.
I got close. It's in keeping with the theme of the show. I gathered all the information. I got something wrong.
Every tweet I've seen from everyone is, "I'm so mad right now watching this thing," and it makes me not want to watch it because I don't want to get mad.
Let me tell you, that's what the tweets they write. Here's what they're actually saying when they write that tweet: is that I just watched a 10-hour documentary about one side of a court case. And now I believe that side of the court case. That's all that says. People lose their objectivity.
That being said, okay, court case aside, the crux of the documentary is
this is possible. We could get into spoiler territory for this. Is this possible?
No, this is like episode 1 stuff.
We'll be careful.
The agency doing the investigation should not have been doing the investigation.
I totally agree with that.
There was a conflict of interest, which negates everything else after that.
The whole show. People should walk away with that with a better understanding of what reasonable doubt in the American judicial system means. That's the main thing that people should come away with. People shouldn't come away with a guy is definitely innocent or a guy is definitely guilty. They shouldn't do that.
Because it's like an edited documentary.
Yeah, it's one side of it.
Right.
Somebody did a really cool thing where they came out of watching it with a lot of those emotions, and everybody has the same emotions. There's in particular somebody who's involved with the case who should not be giving information. This person is just not capable of giving information, and watching people interrogate him is like, it's your jaw will clench.
That's the most frustrating part.
That's a frustrating part of it. But this guy, or I don't know if it was a guy or girl, but somebody wrote an article where they went over all the things in the case. They went and looked at the case, all the things that the documentary people did not present to that they just kind of left out, which are
evidence
against Avery. Yeah, that's kind of damning.
There's some damning stuff, but again, the agency that did the investigation should not have been handling that investigation.
And you got to go into that thing if you're going to watch. You got to go in with that thing and just go in thinking about what your opinions of reasonable doubt and presumed innocent mean, and then how does that change over the course of you watching this thing?
Didn't they get 300,000 signatures for a petition to release him from jail?
Oh, then that's done. Is it a digital?
I'm just saying, like, it's fascinating that 300,000 people are so convinced.
Well, it makes me curious as to how many people watch the show. There's a lot.
I don't think it's. I mean, it's
a show with big reach. Like,
I don't think
Netflix
you'd spoil this thing. I don't think you'd spoil it. It's just like the thing is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's and also when you talk about it, if you hear about it in any way, you kind of like it's a court case where someone's in trouble for something, and people are upset about it. Likewise, I watched The Jinx right after it, which is kind of like the polar opposite of that.
Whoa! You finally watched The Jinx?
What? I just finished it.
Okay, man.
Crazy.
The Jinx is one of my favorite things I've ever seen.
That dude is. That guy is. Is he still alive?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna he's allegedly fucking nuts, dude. That guy.
Where is he right now?
He's in jail.
Okay.
Oh, is he?
I believe so. Yeah.
Did the Jinx the series lead to him going to jail?
He got arrested the day after the finale aired.
Yeah, I think that the Jinx pales a little bit in comparison to Making of a Murder. I think so.
I like the Jinx more.
I saw Making of a Murder more though. But they're both way too fucking long though.
No, the Jinx. I think the Jinx.
The Jinx is great.
The Jinx did something I hate. So I watch a lot of documentaries. I mean, I watch a ton of documentaries.
You watch 6-hour documentaries
all the time.
Is everybody Ken Burns?
And one thing I hate about documentaries is when the documentarian puts themselves in it. I feel like
I had that conversation just today.
Yeah, when you're watching a documentary, the documentary should be removed. It should not. They should not have a voice in it. So when the Jinx started, I got really upset with it because Jarecki was constantly in the fucking show, and then as the Jinx plays out, you realize, oh, there's a reason Jarecki
Yeah, he's like totally key.
put himself in it, and then it pays off in the end.
It's so weird that you say that because there's a shift at about the 5th episode where I felt all of a sudden the documentary crew was a major part of the thing. In fact, they were as much a part of it as the subject of the documentary. And I was talking about that because we're in the middle of producing some documentaries for Rooster Teeth in the vein of like Let's Play Live and some other stuff we want to do. And we were talking about just the approach and the creative nature in which we're going to produce these documentaries. And I brought that up as an example of like I didn't like that all of a sudden the documentary crew was all of a sudden part of the part of it. But I'll go back and watch it now.
They kind of sprinkle themselves in early, and because in fact they talk about how Robert Durst reached out to them, and they talk about how they had made this movie, and I think it's episode 1, maybe 2, where they start introducing themselves into the documentary.
I'm actually surprised with all the gun control stuff that Bowling for Columbine has not come back up as like a major documentary that everybody's watching now.
I never saw that one.
It's a great documentary, and it gets colored a lot by people who haven't seen it, who just assume it's like this documentary, which is just like get rid of all guns, and we had guns, so Columbine happened. It's not that at all. It's an analysis of like American culture and why is America so violent, essentially,
right.
And that guns are an aspect of the documentary. But because there's like they touch on the NRA and all that other stuff, but it's like it talks about other countries which have just as many guns or more than the U.S. and they don't have nearly as many
Spends
firearms
a lot of time
deaths.
in Canada talking about
Canada.
that. Mm-hmm.
Yep, talks about guns per capita and all that stuff. Heck, we knew a guy. Remember, guy who did a dissertation on Rooster Teeth for and he was from Switzerland, and that's when we learned that everyone in Switzerland has to go through military training, kind of like Israel. They have a mandatory service, and when they're done, they have to keep a rifle in their house. They're required by law to have a gun.
So everyone in Switzerland
has a gun. He had to go through enormous hoops to declare himself a pacifist and have the gun removed from his house.
It was a multi-year process.
It took him a long time to get it done. And he had to keep a rifle the entire time.
So you break the law if you just chuck the gun out?
Yeah,
you have to have the gun.
He said it wasn't like an assault rifle, or what you typically picture as like an army gun. He said it was like this huge hunting rifle looking thing.
What's the purpose of that? What's the reasoning behind that?
Self-defense, or like country defense.
It's a reaction to World War II, I believe is what he said. That
Wow.
they just they got wrapped up in the middle of everything and they're just not going to let that happen again. And it's funny though, because Switzerland is like
So give everyone a gun.
Like notoriously neutral country, you know, depending on who you ask. So I thought it was interesting that they. It seems like a pacifist culture, but it's not. It's got everyone in the country has a gun.
Yeah, I think they want to be ready to
and
call
is trained in how to use it.
Conscripts and draft everyone immediately.
If you shoot someone, you shot someone. But is it the same law if you shoot someone? Like, say you taped a gun to a drone and had it kill a bunch of people. Was that you still doing it?
If you're controlling the drone, yeah. Or if it's your drone, yeah. You're responsible for that.
But how would they trace, like, fingerprints?
Are you trying to figure something out?
I like Gavin asked the difference, like, are you responsible for it? And you said, yeah, of course you are. And he goes, but how would they get the fingerprints? It's like, can you get away with it or are you responsible? Those are two totally different questions. Yes, you could probably get away with it. You might be able to get away with, like, using a gun on a drone and shooting somebody.
Most drones aren't hardy enough to carry a gun or something.
Dude, there was
like
a clip I showed Gavin of a dude who taped 2 Roman candles.
He was accurate with that thing.
That guy was shooting his friends with a Roman candle drone. It was fucking great.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I want a drone now.
Yeah.
I never wanted one before.
They're fun. They were a lot of fun.
So you didn't register your drone?
No, I'm not going to register my drone.
Isn't that illegal, though?
Second Amendment, bitch.
The right to bear drones?
Yeah. That's the founding fathers wanted me to have a fucking autonomous helicopter in the sky that can kill people. They wanted that. They
Shoot
wanted
Roman
that.
candles at
Government
people.
has it. I get one too. Fuck them.
Second Amendment, bitch. When do you think the first rap song about drones is going to come out?
I'd be shocked if one doesn't already exist.
With spinners on?
Yeah.
I love like rap and hip hop culture as like a social indicator. Like my favorite thing, do you remember we had the conversation years ago about the declining dollar? And one of the factors of it was that rap videos started to feature euros, where all the guys would have euros instead of dollars. It was like American rappers. That's how they were showing that they had more money than everybody else because their money was in euros.
Because the euro has a 500.
I fucking love it. There's something about that I just love.
There was a video. I'd never seen this video before. My wife told me about it maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. I don't know if you ever heard it. R. Kelly has a song called Echo. And I guess he thought that maybe a lot of people didn't know what an echo was. So he made...
Like an Amazon Echo?
No, like an actual echo, Barbara.
Like
hello, hello, hello.
I figured who would think people don't know what that is?
Shut up. He made a video explaining to people what echo means and what an echo is.
Who did this?
R. Kelly. Have you never seen? I had never seen this either.
Is it like a metaphor for love or anything, or banging?
Right. It's a metaphor. It's like, I'm going to make her echo, like say his name over and over. But people didn't know what an echo was. So he had to make a little video explaining what echo means.
That sounds like the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life. What if R. Kelly had like a science channel? I would absolutely subscribe to that in a second. Yeah. Wow, that's his 4th piss video this month. That's upsetting. How can he keep doing videos about that?
He's a little obsessed.
So since we're talking about drones, we should probably talk about the crazy update that happened to my car this week, where now my car, you hit a button and it just will park itself in the garage, or it'll just come get you. Like
we were walking down this way, and his car just pulled out in front of us.
So it works here in this parking lot?
Yeah.
Can you call it here right now?
No. I should be clear. So Tesla does a great job of they stair-step the stuff out, where they also updated the auto drive features of the car. And I did a Periscope yesterday where I was showing people this. And I don't think anyone it seemed like 90% of the people that were watching were just even though we've talked about it, they're like, it's really crazy when you see it in action. And the auto drive, when it first started, was really just kind of super advanced cruise control. But it's slowly but surely gotten better and better and taking over more features. You tell they're almost training you without training you. They're only giving you some features and they're rolling out. And the summon feature, right now, it will only go in and out of a parking space. So if I pull up next to a parking space, it'll pull into perpendicular space. It's always parallel parked. But now it'll back out on its own. Now if it's in my garage and I summon it, it'll open the garage door, back out of the garage into the driveway, and then shut the garage door, and then I go out and get
the car can open the door?
Yeah, it opens the garage door.
How?
It's like a cat.
It has you just program it. A lot of cars have that.
Cars have had that for a long time. You could program it into the car to do that.
Oh, into the
right. You hit the button.
Gotcha.
But it's weird.
So cool.
This is the first time that I've ever seen the car operating with nobody in it, and that is a surreal thing. The first time you see it, where the car is just driving out, backing out.
Soon you're going to be able to send them off. Well, I guess they wouldn't ever need to go out and get gas on their own.
That's the thing Elon Musk said that I was really excited about. He sent a tweet about it saying that in 2 years they hope to have the summon feature working regardless of boundaries. For example, you are in LA and the car's in New York.
Well,
Patrick.
The look on Gavin's face was great there.
So it's going to drive?
Right, because the next step that they want to do with it is where it'll hook itself up to the charger, which he seems to be really obsessed.
Like a Roomba.
He seems really obsessed by that. Yeah. I could care less about that.
This would be a Roomba.
There's no part of my day that's too long for me to go click.
Yeah, but imagine just getting out in front of your house. It opens the door, goes in, plugs in, and closes the door.
It's pretty cool. Right. Or if your car's in a different city and you're just oh shit, I'm not gonna be able to make my plane in 2 days. I'm just gonna have my car come get me and I'll drive home. And then you hit a button and your car just starts coming on the freeway, stops, charges itself, and just keeps coming.
Right. Or you're flying to Austin, there's storms, so you get diverted to Dallas. San Antonio or Dallas. I'll just call my car.
And then a new flight opens up and your car's halfway between Austin.
Did you tell it to go back home?
You just tell it to go back home.
Yeah. Shit.
No.
The car stops in the middle of the freeway and goes in reverse.
I'm super excited about this. Super excited.
It's really cool, man. And
I would use it for Amazon. Instead of the delivery, I'd just be go and pick that up. Go and get it.
It's I think it's the closest technology we have that's going to be a total game changer. Something like smartphones or internet, where it's just you're going to recapture all of that time that you spent driving. What's wrong with you? Is it in my hands?
No, I'm just imagining a car picking up food for you. It's a little arm that
going through the drive-through and no one in it. The future.
It's one of the things that, as a kid, I dreamed about that you would have in the future. When as a kid, I couldn't imagine a smartphone. That's a technology that I think is definitely futuristic that we have now, that we take for granted. But a car that could drive itself was always something you could wrap your head around, even at a young age. That's going to happen in the future. Flying cars and cars that can drive themselves.
They had a flying car at CES.
What?
Did you see it?
No.
It's a drone. It's a 4-prop. You guys didn't see this? It's a 4-prop drone that's capable of carrying one person. And it's between $200,000 and $300,000.
Yeah, I'm not getting in that. I'll tell you right now.
You're a Philistine. I would get in that in a heartbeat. Here's the only problem with it, and this is what I would never do it.
Okay.
It lights on fire.
It doesn't have one thing inside the cockpit that it needs. It doesn't have any controls.
Cup holder. Oh.
Which is a total deal breaker for me. I don't want people to have controls in their drones, but I would want controls in my drone. It's really just you tell it where you're going to go. It says, get in. And you get in, and it takes you there. And you're just along for the ride.
That's way better than having controls.
What?
But people are dumb and distracted. They'd nosedive them.
Everyone else can't have controls. I want the controls. I want the ability to take over.
So what if the GPS dies on your phone or whatever? Would it just hang you in the air until it ran out of batteries? What happened?
I love this idea they had for a failsafe. The failsafe, Gavin, is that it would connect to a remote center somewhere else in the world, and then they would pilot your drone. Fuck that. No way. I want to be able to take over the controls.
I saw the dumbest stuff at CES.
You sent me some dumb shit.
I saw a Roomba for your grill.
Oh, you sent us that. Yeah, that was funny.
So
Just
it's like small.
It's like a tiny Roomba, and you put this thing on your grill to stop it from driving off, and it just goes like, and it just like drives around like while it's spinning and cleaning.
People can't just like.
Well, I gotta say, I was kind of excited about that. I hate cleaning my grill. I was like, that'd be pretty sweet if I could just stick that in my grill.
But you gotta use so much force to clean your grill.
No, it was like bouncing all around. I'll send it to them.
It's not gonna do anything.
And then I saw what looked like 2 fridges stacked on each other in terms of size. And there you go. That's exactly the thing.
Oh, that's not doing shit. That thing is not. That's not cleaning any grill. That looks horrible.
It looks like it operates off of D batteries or something.
Looks like something you play air hockey with.
And then there was this laundry folding machine called a Laundroid, and it was like really
Sounds like
tall.
a name you would come up with.
And apparently it doesn't come out till like 2019 or something.
you sent me this and I was like, okay, this is an interesting idea. You put your clothes in it, it washes them, and then...
No, it doesn't even wash them. It just folds them.
It folds them. Yeah. I was like, okay, I'm going to look this up. I was like, I want to know how much does the fucking Laundroid cost? And they have a website. You can see all the information about it, how it's developed. Like, hoping to launch 2019. I was like, okay, so what you're looking at there at CES is bullshit.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. There's like a magic trick. There's like a dude like curled up inside of it who's like reaching out and folding everything real fast. They're putting it out, making it look like it actually works.
They even had like internal footage of the Laundroid of what was happening, and it showed like the piece of clothing coming in and like 2 arms would pick it up, and then it would just pixelate so you couldn't see what was happening, and then they'd show it just coming out folded.
Oh, get out of here.
A load of crap. It's
There's secret technology.
That's when the dude comes out. That's when the dude like pops out and folds everything.
Do we have Apple TV up today?
Ancient Chinese secret.
I think they're
Please tell me everybody else. So I'm not racist. Anybody else remembers that?
I remember that. That was it was for a cleaning product. It was
the commercial was racist.
It was it Tide?
Calgon. We need more Calgon.
Yeah.
Ancient Chinese secret, huh?
Yep,
it was just like
for washing machines.
Patrick, you remember that, right? Yeah.
That's the old people.
Yep.
Yes, me and Patrick. Thanks.
So here's what I don't get. There was that commercial where they were washing clothes with Calgon. But then there was a lady who said, Calgon, take me away, and she was in the bathtub.
Bubble bath.
So was it laundry soap that you would put in the bubble?
Yeah, of course. Why not?
It's all the same,
soap
right?
Is soap.
It's all the same, right?
Yeah.
Soap's all the same.
It's just different concentrations of soap.
In a pinch, I could wash with Tide.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Sure.
I could do it.
You just rub it all over.
It's really the same.
It's just soap.
I mean, it's like I wash my clothes with Tide. Why wouldn't I wash me with Tide?
Right. It should do just as good.
Oh, here we go. We got the thing up.
You got a video of this thing?
Is it a video?
No, it's great.
Oh, Patrick, I sent you an image for bubble porn.
Hit play. Is it going?
Press play.
Wow, look at it go.
Oh, there it goes. There's no way that's cleaning the grill. There's no way. You're polishing the grill.
It makes up for weight with RPMs.
Nope. Not buying it.
Yeah, I do.
Not buying it.
Pretty impressive.
Here, I'm gonna read this one last thing. I want to remind everyone this episode of the podcast is also brought to you by Trunk Club.
Yeah, it is.
Don't waste a second of the new year in a crowded mall. With Trunk Club, you can make 2016 your most stylish year yet, and the best part is you won't have to do any of the work yourself. Trunk Club takes the hassle out of shopping by finding the best clothes for you and your style. You look like $1 million and will always have the perfect clothes for the season. At trunkclub.com/roosterteeth, you answer simple questions about your style, preferences, and size, and you're assigned an expert stylist. Your stylist will handpick clothes from the best premium brands, just approve what you like and send back what you don't like. Trunk Club also offers locations in LA, Chicago, Dallas, DC, New York City, where you can meet one-on-one with your own personal stylist. And just like that, a trunk arrives on your doorstep, filled with hand-picked clothes that are perfect for you. Try them on, keep what you like, and easily return what you don't in their prepaid trunk. Trunk Club is not a subscription service. You only pay for the clothes you keep from your trunk. No hidden charges, just great clothes. It's a brand new year full of possibility. With Trunk Club, you start out the year off looking great in clothes picked just for you. Get started today, and Trunk Club will style you for free, plus free shipping both ways. You only pay for the clothes you keep. To take advantage, go to trunkclub.com/roosterteeth. That's trunkclub.com/roosterteeth for a trunk filled with clothes that you'll love wearing.
And the best thing about Trunk Club is the more you... I'm totally using that before we go to Australia because I don't want to go shopping. And I need to, it's a new year and I got to get new clothes and everything. The best part about Trunk Club is the more you use it, the better it gets. because they like learn from whatever you're
Right.
like. You throw everything back in the trunk that you don't want, send it back to them, and you put on there.
You tell them why.
You tell them exactly why, and it like refines over time, and then it's. But at the same time, you still discover new stuff that you wouldn't get.
That's the thing I found most interesting about Trunk Club was they would send me stuff and I'd be like, oh, this is terrible. I'm not going to like this. And you put it on like, oh no, this is actually awesome.
Yeah.
So everything comes with a list rate, and then, but I mean, there's no charge unless you keep anything.
Yeah.
I discovered something I never even heard of before at Trunk Club. Is Japanese twill pants. You ever heard of that before?
No.
Nah, I love them.
What's twill?
It's like I don't know how to. It's almost like the way that the weave is for it. That's
ancient
like
Chinese secret?
A little bit. Everything's like a little bit stretchy, so you can buy just stuff, and it's like a good size, and everything feels like a good fit without getting it like altered or anything like that. Like I'm sure girls have stuff that's like super stretchy, like yoga pants and whatnot. It's not quite to the level of yoga pants, but it's cool. It's like, but there's like normal slacks, like nice dress slacks. They give you a little bit of a shump.
Someone tweeted us. Katie M. Castle says that her mom says we're too young to know about Calgon.
What? No, we're not.
What is Calgon?
It was this soap.
Because it was Calgon fixes limescale in washing machines.
It's like a soap / bubble bath.
Calgon, Wikipedia.
So it used to be in the late 70s and early 80s. They sold it like as
it's a water softener, a bath, and beauty product. So it's all the above. Sodium.
I wonder which came first.
Hexametaphosphate.
Calgon or Calgon.
So I do want to mention a couple things about Laser Team. I feel like we haven't talked enough about Laser Team. So where people can watch the movie. There's a website called Tug that they can go to if then they can find a screening close to them in their local town, and if they don't have one, they can set one up.
And we should be clear: there's only 1 week left.
Correct.
That if people want to get tickets to make those Tug screenings possible or make them happen for the one in your area, that they need to buy their tickets within the next week.
By the 18th, I believe.
By the 18th.
Is the cutoff date.
Matt, is that the correct date? The 18th?
Yeah, if it hasn't met its threshold.
If it has not met,
after it meets its threshold, they'll keep selling.
Yeah. So Matt is saying that the way Tug works is people say, "Oh, I want a screening in my town like Biloxi, Mississippi," and they say the theater says, "Okay, we need to sell 50 tickets in order to make that screening possible." You have until 1 week from today to hit that threshold to make the screening happen. But after the screenings are confirmed, there's still tickets to be sold until they are sold out. So there's like three different statuses. There's not confirmed, and then there's sold out.
And people apparently get a discount to the Rooster Teeth store and special Laser Team merch if they attend a screening on the 27th.
Or the 28th.
So how do they get the merch, Matt?
Or the 28th.
Or the 28th.
We email them the discount code.
Email them, discount code, and the link. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair play.
So email it to them.
And I've seen some people tweeting us photos of that stuff and sharing it.
Do we email it when they buy the ticket or when they attend the screening?
When it's confirmed.
When the screening is confirmed, then we email them the link. So the faster you get confirmed, you might be able to wear the shirt to
and
the
I believe they go
screening.
out in batches as well. So the second your screening is confirmed, you
I've
won't
seen
receive an email. But
Twitter pictures of people saying that they got them. So that's a good thing.
I have seen some, so I know that they're out there. And I believe the normal theatrical run starts on the 29th.
Yeah, it's going to be about 40 to 50 big cities. I don't think we've talked about this too much, right? Like, because we kind of did this a little bit backwards. Normally what happens is you announce the date that your movie is starting and that it'll be in theaters and go see it if it's in your area. And then if people want it in other areas, they use Tug and services like Tug to make screenings in their area because it's not running in their city. We did it the other way, where we did all the Tug screenings first, and we haven't really been talking about our normal theatrical run. But Laser Team is just going to be in theaters and just run for a few weeks, like any other movie. It's going to be out. It's going to be about 40 to 50 different cities, Matt?
Yeah, I think 50.
There you go.
US,
Canada, and UK, Matt is saying.
Woo!
possibly Australia.
That's really cool. So I feel really great about J.J. Abrams and Star Wars, taking over the domestic box office record for a couple of weeks. It's going to be great when we demolish
He had a good
them.
run.
He had a good run. Star Wars.
So, and if you want to find out about the theatrical run to see if Laser Team is showing in your city, not all of the theater chains have started to put up advanced ticket sales, but AMC and Alamo in the U.S. have, and Vue, V-U-E, in the U.K. You familiar with Vue Theaters?
Yeah.
In the U.K.? So you'll be able to go see this lovely gentleman here, Gavin Free, on the big screen.
You should go watch it in the UK. Watch it in the UK and watch it in the US.
I'm already,
Gavin and I talked about flying to New York to go look at the billboard, but neither one of us wants to spend the money to fly away to New York.
to look at the billboard.
Just to look at the billboard.
and also there's one in Austin.
And now there's one in Austin, so we're okay.
Aren't there more billboards also like in LA and Dallas?
Yeah.
LA, New York.
Hey, Pat, you get that photo?
Chicago?
Let's try and find all the billboards.
You know who
between
else will be in Laser Team? Is the guy that Patrick's going to show you. on the screen here in a second. There we go, guys.
That's me. That's not my body.
That's not even his body.
That is someone else's body. I wish my stomach was that small, but I'll take it.
I like they made it orange like the Tigger costume as well.
I am in Laser Team.
They made it thematically. And you are at that level of dressed as well.
Yes.
Maybe even less. You might not have to make Mormon porn.
One of the most confusing things in the world was having... I don't know if can I say this?
I think you can.
Yeah.
I think it's in the trailer, I think.
Yeah. Was having a naked Playboy Playmate in this eye, and then in the other eye was a naked Gus Sorolla. Like, the juxtaposition, my brain was like...
Was it like one of those like crazy eyes where it just like melded together?
Like the left brain's going, shut the eye, shut the eye. The right brain's like, no, we got this.
And if you crossed your eyes, they became one weird person.
It was not good. No, it was awesome. It was a lot of fun. I have a small part in the movie.
Did Doreen tell you what they're trying to do in Fiji?
No, what are they trying to do in Fiji?
They're trying to get us to go to a screening while we're in Fiji on a vacation.
Oh, because you guys, there's a bunch of you that are going there after RTX Australia.
Yep. We're going on a little vacation, and Doreen's like, "Oh, let's see if we get a screening there."
I'll tell you what, if
There's gonna be
they
7 of us.
confirm that if it was a late one because of the region, but if they confirm that screening in Hawaii, I would, in Honolulu, I'd go to that. I'd go to the Honolulu one because it's on the way back from Australia. If they can confirm that one in Honolulu, I'll go.
Sure, why not?
I'll do that. I'll say it right now.
What time is it in Honolulu right now?
I believe it is 6 hours later there, or earlier there, I should say.
So it's like 3 p.m.?
3
So
p.m.
you might be watching right now.
Like, they watch football at like 7 in the morning there.
Ugh.
It's super
I
frustrating.
already feel like the West Coast watches football way too early.
I agree with you.
Because it starts at noon here, so it's like 10 a.m. out there.
When is the next Spurs Palace game?
I think it's when I'm in Australia. I think it's that weekend, the 23rd. And I've thought about this. I really want to watch it, but I think it comes on like at 3 in the morning.
Like, if you're a committed fan, you would watch it.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I'd have to be committed to root for Crystal Palace.
Hey, Patrick, any chance you can pull up the one-seater drone from CES? I want them to see that. You would totally get in this thing.
I want to see this, but sidebar about the Spurs. I didn't realize this until recently. You know, the local Austin team is the Austin Spurs, and I never realized that. I think they're
For what sport?
For football, for soccer.
What?
I think that there might be an affiliation between them because I'd never seen their logo before this past weekend. It looks like the Hotspurs, like the like the rooster or whatever, and it's like that blue outline.
It's a cockerel.
Let me pull up the Austin Spurs.
With Spurs.
Right. So the Austin Spurs doesn't look nearly as fancy.
The Austin Spurs, right next to the San Antonio Spurs.
So Austin Spurs images. I'm gonna pull it up here just to show you.
By the way, did anybody find it strange that The Martian was nominated? Oh, there's the one-seater drone. I keep want to say 4-seater. It's a one-seater drone with 4 props.
This looks like a little helicopter.
Oh, it's like a whole thing.
Yeah.
I just
it's like a whole. What the fuck does that mean?
He thought you were gonna be sitting on like my drone, like you're gonna be like you got a saddle on top.
In my
of
head, it was
drone.
like it was 4 propellers and like a frame with legs, and you just sort of hang on it.
No,
and it was just
it's got a cab and all that.
You're like a villain.
The only problem with that design that I noticed is that the props are like at knee level, which seems super dangerous.
Better than head level though.
Well, above your head, probably a little bit better. I mean, do you ever hear those like horrible stories too about like people who wave from the door of a helicopter and chop their fucking fingers off?
It looks like an upside down helicopter.
It does.
That drone.
So when it lands upside down, it'll look regular. They confirm the screen. I will go. Oh, so people are saying that I will go.
Never mind. I'm wrong. The Austin Spurs are a local club who support the Tottenham Hotspurs.
What does that mean? They support them?
They don't play.
They like get together and watch the games.
I'm gonna sign up.
The fuck is
The
that?
Austin Aztecs are the Austin soccer
That sounds
team.
lame. That's what their whole organization is? They play soccer, then go watch soccer?
No, they just support. They just watch soccer. They don't even play.
So they're not even a sports club?
They go to...
So you literally got everything wrong, except for the name of the place.
They go to Mr. Tramps to watch Spurs matches.
So it's just people that watch TV.
So, speaking of just people, I have an annoyance. So
What?
there's a subreddit for Austin, for the city of Austin, and they are obsessed with making jokes about the fucking Chili's at 45th and Lamar.
Yes.
And
which, by the way, I have eaten that several times.
They will not let this die.
What's funny about it?
Nothing. There's absolutely nothing funny about it.
Like what?
It's like, oh, I'm from out. Someone will make a topic like, I'm
they
from out
also
of town.
don't find the joke funny, but
Yeah.
they keep making it.
I'm from out of town. What's a great local place I should try? Oh, for the Frosty Margs and Skillet Queso, go to Chili's at 45th and Lamar. Nobody thinks this is funny.
Not even the people making the joke.
They had a meetup today
They think it's really funny.
at the fucking Chili's at 45th and Lamar.
Yep.
All the people who make the joke.
All the people who make the joke are there. And I was like, Man, like you said, even the people who see this and who make the joke don't like it. They're like, I know I'm going to get downvoted, but here we go. Like, why are you all still making the joke? Why are people at
can't
Chili's
control themselves
right
online.
now?
They cannot. They have no impulse control.
Drinking Frosty Margs and having hot skillet queso.
I had a craving after talking about it. For
The lava cakes too are a big deal.
I unsubscribed from the Austin subreddit.
Can I tell you, my kids they fucking love Chili's. They love it.
Well, because you can order your dessert on a screen.
The thing that sucks about having kids is that they always want to eat at places where you can't get anything good. Like
healthy or actually good?
Yeah. It's like, I mean, not that you can't get something good at Chili's, but you really can't. I mean, it's really hard to eat like decently when you have kids. They just want to eat like the most like garbage food. It's unbelievable.
Do they still have the Awesome Blossom, or they get rid of that?
I didn't see it on there. They have the boneless buffalo wings, which are just chicken nuggets.
Just chicken nuggets.
I'm pretty sure that's just a funny way of saying chicken nuggets.
Was the Awesome Blossom that like mutilated onion thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good.
That was at Chili's. I thought it was like Texas Roadhouse.
No,
or something.
Outback had the bloomin' onion.
Outback, right?
Which was not to be confused. It was exactly the
really
same
like
thing,
bloomin' onion in
but
there.
totally different. But you've been to Australia, didn't you eat the bloomin' onion while you were down there?
Australians, I think, hate the Outback Steakhouse.
I think they hate Outback Steakhouse, and I think they hate Foster's as well.
Crocodile Dundee. They hate Foster's a lot.
And the saying, "Put another shrimp on the Barbie."
Yeah.
Because they don't call it shrimp, and I don't think they call it a Barbie.
So.
Yeah, they do.
They do, but they just don't call it shrimp. They call it prawn.
Yep. I made a mess.
Wow, and continue to do it.
You gaffed it.
So we're going to be in Australia for RTX Australia here
Next week.
pretty soon. Not next week, the week after.
Well, we're leaving for Australia next
Right.
week.
So we're really excited. It's sold out. So if you don't have tickets, you can't go. But it's going to be fun for those of you who are going to be there. We're really excited for the first time we're doing RTX outside of Austin.
I was recording a vlog earlier and was talking about that we're going to be doing an immersion there.
Oh.
Yeah, we're going to be shooting an episode of Immersion there. We're going to be shooting some other stuff too, but I don't know if those people are okay with us talking about it yet. I don't want to steal their thunder, so people will be announcing some other shows we're going to be shooting at RTX Australia. Mm-hmm. So if people want to participate in those, there'll be an opportunity to do that.
Yep, and the day before RTX Australia on the 22nd, that's when we're doing the Australian premiere at the Event Cinema there in Sydney. Of Laser Team, correct? Thank you. I didn't say that.
You didn't specify.
It's a really cool theater. They got a great bar. I made sure to check it out while I was down there location scouting.
I also appreciate you, Bernie. When you asked me about immersion filming, you're like, "How much time do you need to get ready for the premiere?" I'm like, "Thanks, bro."
Oh yeah, she was like, "I need an hour," because I knew like Meg and Ashley would need 6 hours basically to get
They're
ready.
getting ready right now.
Well, yeah, they're on their way to getting ready. So I was making sure that Barbara had enough time to shoot and do it. And she's like, "I need an hour," and I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah, Barbara doesn't shower, so
It's true.
that works out in her
She
favor.
just comes in with wavy green.
I wait for
lines
it to
coming off
rain.
But hold on one second. Matt is saying if you're okay. Matt's going to give us more information about laser tag. That was my little
Laser
groan.
tag.
Laser
Team. Laser tag. It's been a long day.
Sequel.
Hey, there's something else I want to talk about for immersion though, because I know we're in wrap up mode here. But there was one time I made a comment on the podcast about an episode of immersion that we shot that didn't work, and it was a bad episode. There was a failure of an episode. The test failed. And I know that sometimes when you do these tests, they fail, and you can find out that, guess what? You can't do these things in the real world. But we decided not to air it. The problem with that is I said that, so now every time an episode of Immersion comes out, people are questioning why I think this is the bad episode. It's been going on for 2 or 3 episodes now.
You've even clarified this already on the podcast.
Oh, have I really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that episode has not come out. So I'm just going to come out and say that's the Skyrim episode, that we tried something from Skyrim, and I'll let you guys figure it out. I don't want to spoil it. But Brandon is trying to figure out a way to edit it in such a way that we could put it out, but I'm just not sold on it yet. So,
and if it does come out, we'll say that it's the one. You'll know.
Just so people know from now on, that's the Skyrim episode. Is the
Also,
one that we have not shown.
People were asking if it was the Metal Gear Solid one that we just put out.
They ask it on everyone now.
Yeah, but it worked.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, that wasn't so bad."
I know,
what
right?
are you saying?
Yeah.
They try to make us feel better. I thought this episode was okay. The way they talk about it is this one was average. I'm like, oh, fuck yourself. Yeah. But
the Metal Gear one was fun.
That was a really cool.
The Metal Gear
experiment.
one was fun.
It worked.
Barbara was relentless with that paintball gun, man. She was just lighting them up.
God, you shot Carrie so many times.
I shot everyone a lot of times, including the people we're going to have on a sponsor episode.
Oh, that hasn't aired yet?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. It was definitely one of those moments where we're there filming and it's like, wow, this is my job. This is crazy. It's like something you would do as a kid, to play for fun, imagining with your friends. and pretending, and it was cool to actually have it built and have it look really awesome.
We end up making games that are just so much more fun than real games. Like, it's more fun than laser tag.
Right.
Because it's just like custom to us.
It was crazy though, like that stealth thing. I would turn around and there'd be a box there, and I was like, I seriously did not hear or see that. Then I would turn around and be gone.
There were some times where I lost track of the people, like of Carrie or Miles.
Yeah.
Like I would be like, okay, I could have sworn that was them, but that box hasn't moved, and someone else is saying, hey, you know, what is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, Bernie and I were watching from a window, and he was staring at the wrong box.
I'm just upset because right now Twitter is going, they're putting out a Skyrim immersion. It's like, I don't know how we just can't communicate anything. It's literally impossible to communicate anything. And people are super excited about the Skyrim immersion we're about to put out. And I'm just like, I don't know what to do.
That sound clip.
I just like, it's like we're at the communication age, and there's like no communication at all. It's just impossible to do it. All right, let's read some more stuff from Twitter. You guys want to take some quick questions from Twitter? Send us your questions at RT Podcast.
Hashtag
RT Podcast.
Can you really not throw cabbage in a bucket in real life?
Oh, that would have been a good one.
Thank you, Murphy.
What is it, messing with the preacher? What'd you call it?
That was a different one. That was pissing off the preacher.
Pissing off the preacher.
That and the trick shot was the bucket.
I think
that's
my
right.
favorite video you guys have ever put out, pissing off the preacher.
I think
that
so
was
too.
that was a total weird one because we just didn't have anything that week, so I quickly had to come up with something. But that was it.
So great. Do you still do things to do?
Yeah.
The editing of that one was really great. Like Band-Aids. What does that mean?
So
What's the Korean show Running Man? Damien, the guy on Twitter, wants us to make an American version of the Korean show Running Man. What is that, Gus?
I've not heard of it.
You're married to a Korean person. You should know that.
I am.
I
I have not seen that movie or heard of that movie.
People want to know what I was going to say about The Martian. Bobby Boland on Twitter asked that.
Oh, that it was a comedy.
Yeah, it got nominated as a comedy.
I laughed.
As a musical or comedy.
There were 6 jokes, right?
Listen, it was definitely there were lighthearted moments in it. I would not classify The Martian as a comedy.
Do you think so? I believe the Hollywood Foreign Press suggests it, and the movie studio has to agree. Do you think that they agreed so they didn't have to go up against like heavier dramas, like The Revenant?
Know. Yeah, or what one? Yeah, Revenant one. Mm-hmm. You know, we almost named one of the seasons of Red vs. Blue Revenant.
Doing all the RE names.
Yeah, I think it was Revelation season 8. Mm-hmm. I think we were name it. One of the names we came up with was Revenant. It means a ghost that you can't get rid of, and that's why Trocadero named their album from that season "The Ghosts That Linger."
Right,
was because that's a play off of Revenant, and then we changed it. And Nico was like, "Well, I already made the fucking CDs and everything," so we changed it kind of at the last minute.
It's also the name of that crappy Covenant vehicle in Halo.
Yeah, they did name a vehicle because all the Covenant vehicles are named after spirits.
Yeah, like Wraith, Banshee, Ghost.
And Revenant was one of them. And that came out after that, and we were like, oh, cool. But then we were also glad we didn't do it at that point in time.
Yeah.
We don't like when there's coincidences between Halo and RVB. They would freak us out when coincidences would happen.
There have been a few.
There's been a few. Like Broken Helmets. The Broken Helmet one was probably one of the worst ones. When they put out Reach, and we put out RVB 8. It's just, that's a long time ago at this point. But it was a Broken Helmet image that was central to both the marketing campaigns. We were like, fuck.
Yeah, and it was totally independent. Had no idea.
No idea. Yeah.
My internet stopped working on my iPad, so I can't look at Twitter right now.
People are just telling us to get off iPhones.
Is there any Laser Team questions?
Yeah, there's a lot of questions about screenings. Will you tweet my screening? Will you tweet my screening? And what I do is I typically look at a screening. I want to make sure somebody has a link to the screening, the city that it's in, and then I check the link and make sure it's like within about 20 seats of getting filled, and then I'll retweet that. Because if I retweet something, it's got like there's 4 seats sold and 60 seats needed, it just doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense to tweet that one right now.
Do we know the most remote screening in the U.S.?
What's that?
Well, what do you think the most
Honolulu,
remote place
right?
is?
You mean remote from?
Yeah, just like middle of nowhere town.
It's got to be like somewhere in Alaska, right?
Well, there's some in North Dakota where the population is sparser. Why don't we look on Tug and see if there's something in there?
I'm just really excited for everybody who's going to go to a screening in their city who's never met anyone from the community before.
It's really turning into a really cool, like, global meetup.
It's going to be the biggest community event of all time.
It's like a big segmented RTX.
Yeah, so if you're going to a screening in your city and you've never met anyone, go out for drinks or go have dinner after or something. Do something with the people you're going to
Maybe even fall in love and get married.
Yeah.
No, or you can just do it, no pressure. No pressure.
People are asking how they should contact each other.
How they should contact each other?
Like to know ahead of time who's going to listen.
There is a group on the Rooster Teeth website. I think I posted about it. If you go to my profile, you could find it. It's the Tug group. And post in the forums, and maybe we'll promote those posts.
And Tug is TUGG.
TUGG.
Matthew Hunt on Twitter wanted to know, is there an orchestral soundtrack for Laser Team? Yes, there is. That was one of the stretch goals that we had. Matt went out with Jeff Williams, and they directed the video game orchestra, and it's a really awesome score.
Orchestral. Is that how you say it? Or is it orchestral?
Orchestral, right?
Orchestral,
Yeah, I say orchestral.
I'm an idiot.
And there will be a soundtrack out this month.
There will be a soundtrack out this month for Laser Team? Oh, dang. I did not know that.
Retweet that. Okay, I think that about does it for me. Let me go through my list of things that we're supposed to talk about today. All right, so if you're enjoying this episode of the Rooster Teeth Podcast on YouTube live, we actually broadcast it live every single Monday.
Every Monday.
For our sponsors on the Rooster Teeth website. And if you want to become a sponsor, if you subscribe, you can come watch that next week. Watch us.
Roosterteeth.com.
We'll be on our way to Australia. Will you be here next week, Barbara?
I will be. I leave on Tuesday.
What about you?
I'll be gone. Will you be here?
I'll be here.
Can you organize a cast?
You bet.
Bernie's doing the programming. You saw it. He agreed to it.
Buckle up,
He's
buttercups.
programming on Monday.
We didn't get to talk about something. We'll wait till some other time, but because it's already kind of like an older issue, but a pretty relevant one about the Flint, Michigan water supply. We should talk about that. Do you know anything about that?
No, I've not heard about that.
Christ. Okay, so
Are we doing a sponsor cast?
What?
We're doing a sponsor bit after this? Post show?
Yeah, but I got to do an interview for RTX Australia for Laser Team.
Oh.
So I got to leave after this. Anyway, there was something where they switched the water source to a polluted river, but the way they compensated that was by putting a chemical in that would like pull out all the nastiness in the water from the, I guess, is it the Flint River? I'm not sure. It's the river that Flint, Michigan was using. A fairly decent sized town. But that chemical then, as the water passed through the pipes with the chemical in it, it stripped all the lead off of the interior of the pipes and then just leaded the water that everyone was drinking.
Fuck.
Like they basically poisoned the population.
And how long does this go on for?
You should go read about it. I mean, it's such, what's that?
A year?
A year?
So are people dying?
Yeah. But when did they discover it?
It's been ongoing and developing. Like I've known like solidly for like 6 months.
Yeah, then for 6 months it was a problem.
Holy
It's
crap.
Are people
it's horrifying.
suing?
Yeah, it's a huge deal.
Holy shit.
There's scores of kids.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And probably will have lower IQs for the rest of their life.
And Matt's talking about kids that drank all this water, and now they're just like, they just don't know the long-term impacts of it, how it's going to affect kids, but they know it's going to affect them.
I was reading, somewhat tangentially related to this, I was reading a study a couple days ago that talked about how there's speculation that the U.S. move away from leaded gasoline led to lower violent crimes in the United States, because I guess lead fumes, in addition to lowering people's IQs, it makes people agitated. And just like prolonged exposure to lead creates that. And I guess phasing out of leaded gasoline and no longer having those fumes in the air decreased crime.
Isn't there a word that we have that like one of the slang words for going insane comes from that? Isn't it? I want to say. I'll look it up for the next time we talk about it. But we'll talk about the Flint thing next time. You should absolutely go read up on the story. I'm actually surprised it's not a bigger story.
No, I've not heard about that at all.
You just assume when you get water out of the tap that it's fine. It's like, this is poisonous. It's poisonous water coming out of the tap.
Well, shit, we had, we had really bad water where I grew up too. All right, well, let's go ahead.
But you knew it though, right? We talked about the dude breaking the thing. Do you want to talk about the pig that attacked the guys in the Skyhook trial?
Sure, why not?
So they tested Skyhook, which was in Batman. What, Dark Knight?
And Metal Gear Solid 5.
I haven't played Metal Gear Solid 5. But like in Batman, when he goes to get the crime boss out of China, they use the Skyhook. It's a way they pick up people from a plane without landing the plane. They just hook you, and off you go.
And Metal Gear is the same thing where you put a balloon on something and it goes up and then the plane comes and gets it.
We should test that next time.
Well, one of the things they tested when they were testing technology, they tested on a pig. Oh. And there was one point when the pig they picked it up, but it was spinning uncontrollably in the air for a long period of time. And then they got the pig up into the plane, and the pig attacked everybody on the plane. It was like, fuck you guys.
They said it took it a little while to get its bearings, and it just started attacking everyone. Can you imagine that? You're just like some dumb animal on the ground. The next thing you know, you're in the air, rocketing through the air, spinning around uncontrollably. You're in a fucking plane surrounded by people. Yes, you attack the fuck out of everyone you see.
Fuck you guys.
It is their fault, 100%.
And they were like, it was a serious incident. Like, they were in trouble because they were in a plane and this pig was attacking
what
everybody.
Did they have to just slit its throat or something?
I don't know what happened to the
Just
pig.
kick it out the plane.
Yeah, that's what happens when pigs fly. Thanks, Matt.
I thought you were going to say they pulled it into the plane and it was just bacon.
No, but imagine that. It's probably like a big cargo plane. You pull up this pig, and there's like no room you can hide it. It's just basically a big room. You're there with an angry pig that's a little dizzy, and it's just like trying to fucking go at
you. Just kick it out of the plane.
Good luck with that.
You just have to spin it the other way, and it goes.
That'll be fine after you spin it back. And then the other thing I want to talk about, which I had on my list, which we did a whole news story about, which should be posted, was the Sony attempting to trademark Let's Play. How do you feel about that, Gav?
I think it's foolish.
It's a bit foolish. So.
I think it was already denied.
Yeah, it was contested by a company called Let's Play. It's a LET''Z play. Let's Play. They do like tournaments for video game enthusiasts.
Yeah.
And
I would imagine there's a few people who could contest it.
There's quite a few.
I might know a couple who might want to contest that.
The channel.
Well, the crazy thing is, like, that's I was always surprised that Dr. Pepper has the domain name for that. Let's Play. It's like an outdoor get fit initiative.
Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper owns Let'sPlay.com. Yeah, we tried to get it many times, and there's no way we're gonna get it from Dr. Pepper. You know, it's good luck, Sony. They can fight. Is Dr. Pepper owned by like Pepsi or Coke? They're just their own entity.
I don't know. I think they were independent for a long time. I think they've been absorbed by a bigger company now.
What's that?
Snapple.
Dr. Pepper Snapple, right?
Which is part of Coke, right? No? All right.
Owned by Nestle?
No.
Anybody?
All right. No one.
Owned by no one. Look at them. They're ripe for the picking.
Snapple owns Snapple.
You win. You listen. You win $1.3 billion. You go out and buy Dr. Pepper Snapple.
I'm
going to buy letsplay.com with my 1.3.
So someone suggested, were you thinking of Mad as a Hatter?
I think it might be Matt. No,
that was
Matt
Mercury though.
No, it was it wasn't Matt as a Hatter.
Thanks.
It was
Skate the Water for tweeting that.
I'll look it up, but it was something. And I'll post it on Twitter and then on the Journal. But it was something to do with like a factory where they dealt with lots of lead. And I can't remember what it was. We were talking about it. So anyway.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you guys next week over at roosterteeth.com.
Goodbye, everybody.
Go watch LaserTeamTheMovie.com.
Love you.
Tell your friends.
Everybody, I'm very happy to say that our movie Laser Team is headed to theaters this January. So head over to laserteamthemovie.com to see if it's playing in your city. If it is, buy a ticket. And if it's not, we've given you the ability to set up a screening in your town through a partnership with Tug. For more details on that, go to laserteamthemovie.com. Thanks, gorgeous.